What's up, guys and gals? It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys Griever and Misc Content do a reaction to a Star Wars video. I couldn't really fit it in the title. I wanted to promote myself, of course. Then I want to promote Misc, and I want to say we're doing a reaction. Like, there's just a lot of stuff to go on with the title. So that's why it's just ending with featuring Star Wars, but specifically a certain type of video. Now, Misc Content's going to be jumping in with us shortly, and I hope you guys are really going to enjoy it because we have an exciting video that unfortunately we started over on Misc Content's channel last week on one of his streams. Definitely go check out his channel. The link's in the box below. But unfortunately, whether it was his internet or his computer specs or whatever, there was too much shit going on in OBS to stream it properly. So what we've ended up doing was we postponed it to tonight. We postponed it to today to do to react to this Star Wars video. And that Star Wars video in question happens to be Star Wars: The Original Trilogy Sucks. Now, the link to that video is also in the description box down below, so definitely go check that out as well after the stream, of course. Of course, you know, stay here, stay with the family, stay with the friends, stay with the fam, right? But that's basically what we're going to be doing today. Now, once again, I'm just going to do my obligatory runoff for a few minutes, then I'll be jumping right into the chat. As you guys can see from the stream setup I did, we'll be seeing everyone who is available in the Discord chat and stuff like that. So in a couple of minutes, I'll be putting my headphones in. We'll turn that on. If there are any audio issues, because I've never really tried to do this. I've done reaction videos before, reaction streams before. I've done Discord streams before, but I've never tried to do my audio, Discord audio, and video audio all at once. So the levels might be off. You guys might not be able to hear anything. Let me know for sure down in the live chat. Let us know as soon as possible so we don't miss out on anything, because I've never tried to do this before. So this is sort of a test for something fresh, something new, something frosty. So yeah, just letting you guys know that. And as you guys can tell, see, this is why I like doing this setup for when I have people in the chat, because everybody can see who's here. Like Misc is already there waiting in the wings for me to turn on the audio for the Discord chat, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And I believe Misc invited a few more people. They might show up later. We might make introductions, yada, yada, yada. It's not too formal, guys. It's not too formal. We got Goji in here saying first, Caden saying second. Coach saying the first trilogy. That's right. Caden said Darth Vader kills Darth Revan. You know what? That's probably the best match Darth Revan would ever get. So, I mean, I'll give it to you. I really will, because I love Darth Vader, and I love, and I love Darth Revan. Darth Revan is probably my favorite. Outside of the actual movies, he's probably my favorite Sith Lord of all time. You know what? Scratch that. He is. He's my favorite Sith Lord. So, but based not on bias, but based on, like, because Revan was basically not the chosen one, but he had the same sort of knack. He was basically the Anakin before Anakin sort of idea. Not by midi-chlorians or any of that shit, but just, you know, so it's probably the best matchup because you have the literal chosen one versus the heart of the Force, you know, staring each other down. That's a great matchup. The Rio Medel says, hey, what's up? Sun Eater Grom says, here, welcome. Misc Content says, it should probably be fine as long as you have headphones. That's right. And I've got my headphones right here, which will be plugged in shortly. Sun Eater Grom said, wait till you hear what he thinks the worst character in Star Wars is. Let me guess. It's going to be somebody like a fan favorite like Obi-Wan or Darth Vader. That's going to be his shtick. This is going to be hilarious. Anyway, I don't think we need much more of a runoff time, guys, because I assume that we're going to be pausing the video and then talking about different points. Like, I think the video section off like a PowerPoint presentation. So my thought is that we're going to let Buddy talk. We're going to let him speak. Misc and I and whoever else jumps into the chat is going to listen to the first part. And when he transitions to another point, not so much another point, but another slide, so to speak, then we're going to pause and we're going to discuss what we thought of his thoughts, so to speak. So just give me a minute here, guys. Gonna try to plug this bad boy in, see if we can get Discord working, yada, yada, yada. This should be a lot of fun. Okay, let's see what happens with OBS. Let's just see what happens when I go like that. Well, I can't hear myself, so that's a good sign.
Hello, Griever.
Oh, there's Misc. Hello, Misc. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing quite well. How does my audio sound? I've noticed it tends to sound weird on your end for the streams.
It sounds fine to me, but this is why we have a lovely active live chat. They can tell us if maybe like they can't hear you, we're shit. So you sound good
Yeah,
to me though.
that's good.
Yep. So this is going to be exciting because I think we only got through like the first like 2 or 3 points of
We
this
only
guy's.
got through the first like big point, I guess.
Mhm.
And we got to the second one right when everything shit the bed.
That's right. That's right. Because we were, I forget who was in the call, but we were still talking about it, and you were trying to fix the stream problem, but we were talking about the second point. So yeah, so even that really didn't. So we didn't get very far. That's interesting. Um, so yeah, I am going to just so everybody else can see. I am going to be pulling up the actual video in the stream. Just let's test that out. Let's see if that works. That's the actual stream part. But yeah, see, I'm gonna be flipping through, sort of like that,
Um,
guys. So
what you should probably do is just pull up the video in a different window, so it's filming that window and not the one that you have studio in. I
oh
realized that during the last stream.
can I do that?
Yeah, you should be able to if you just pull Studio, like you just click and pull it so that it's separate. Um, you
Hmm.
should be good then. Because I know
Hmm.
it's annoying sometimes when you go to check on Studio and now the people in the audience can see your video analytics.
Yeah, which I mean, realistically, it's not like it's private information, but still, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, well, I think we'll be fine because I'm gonna be checking OBS. So, guys, I am gonna be delayed because I'm not gonna be in the live studio very much because of this. And you know what? What if I pulled it up? What if I pulled the video up in a different window altogether, and then only captured that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can move, if you're already capturing that window, you can just move Studio to a different window. So then whenever you switch back to it, the video capture shouldn't change.
Move to new window. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Okay, then yeah, we're gonna move this to a new. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Okay, we'll move
Yeah,
the.
I didn't even think of it until recently.
Okay, move tab. We'll leave the Discord stream thing. I don't care about that. Um, but yeah, okay.
Caden, which one of us is a little loud? I have the stream pulled up here just so I can see the chat.
Hmm.
Caden, which one of us is a little me? In which case, I think Griever can turn down my audio a little.
Yeah, I probably can. I can. Let's. This is why we do these things, people. There, we'll turn down his audio a little bit. There we go. Turned it down
How
by
do I
about 20.
sound now, Caden?
There we go. Turned it down to about 20%.
OG,
Uh,
I would hope you remember Revan from Knights of the Old Republic. He is literally the main character of the first game.
he's literally the like greatest.
The main character.
Yeah. Okay, so that didn't really. Never mind. I'll just delete this and I'll do it again. Why didn't that work? Hmm. Now it's saying I can't. Microsoft Photos. Why is that open? I have no idea. Now it's saying it's in red. Bam, bam. No. Okay, I'll just remove it and I'll do it again. Fuck it. Yep. Then add a new source. This is the fun, guys. This is what we get into here.
Sonny
Uh,
Grom, you don't need to tell us what to prepare for. We will find out when we get to it.
yeah. Why won't it let me capture? Now it's not gonna let me capture. Well, that
Yes,
sucks.
Caden, what's up?
Hmm.
Ooh,
Hmm.
now Discord is showing up.
Yeah, that's weird. I have no idea what's going on with this thing.
That is quite bizarre. Um,
Now it's not letting me capture. Here, let me just try something for a minute. Technically, I don't need to. We'll get rid of you. What if I move that back? We're gonna figure this out, people. We're gonna figure this out. Don't worry. Don't worry.
we shall.
We're gonna figure this out.
So I have no idea what's going on right now. Are you using window? I assume you're using window capture for the video, right?
Yeah, I was, and it was working fine. But then when I opened another tab, now Fireworks is not showing up as a source. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. What? What a stupid thing.
Koji asked if you checked out something called FPR settings. Yeah, Caden, I figured I was the one that was a little loud. I think he turned down my audio, so I should be good now, unless I'm still too loud.
Which, maybe. If you are, I can turn it down further.
Well, there you go. Now we can see the video on the stream.
Yeah, I'm just going to add it to, is it Stretch that allows me to do
There we go.
There we go. Okay, so now
We just gotta move it, make it a little more centered, and we should be good.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
There we go. Something like that. Something like that. There we go. It's not going to be perfect, guys. I mean, I'm doing this on the fly, so it's not going to be nice and even and cut corners or anything like that. As long as everybody can see the main thing of the video, I think we're going to be okay. Because once I scroll up, no, scroll up. Yes, stay there. Okay, let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. We can see the whole video. Or wait a minute. Oh, shit. Don't do that. It's like having children. There we go. I think I got her centered pretty good there. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be
nice.
Okay. Yes.
All right. I've looked at this channel, Remarkable Republican. I mentioned this when we tried to stream on my channel, and I can't tell if this is satire. It's one of those.
It's one of those. Well, we're going to get into it here just as long as I quickly check the chat. It does, once again, does my audio and Misc's audio sound okay? Because that's the first step. Because once we play this video, maybe things will go batshit crazy again. But we got to fix one step.
Things may go batshit. I think I'll probably mute myself while the video's playing.
Fair point. Yeah, we'll probably both do that, in fact. We'll mute ourselves while we're, or I'll just shut the fuck up. And then we'll watch the video and I'll pause it at the increments that I was talking about. But
oh yeah, and you were going to share it in the stream VC, right? You were going to stream it onto Discord, or am I watching it through here on the stream?
Oh, I wasn't going to stream it on Discord, no, but I was just going to do it in the stream if that works. I can stream it if that works.
Yeah, because the thing is, if I watch it through the stream, I'm going to be delayed by like 10 seconds on everything.
Okay, just give me a second and I'll fix that too.
Yeah, you should just be able to stream, like screen share, do that window, and then it should be fine.
Let's see. Share your screen share this video. Streaming VC, stream quality smooth, frame rate. Sure, let's try that.
All right, you're live.
Let's see if it works.
Let's watch this stream.
Okay. So we're gonna.
Excellent.
All right, so you can see that, Misc?
Yeah. Oh boy, that like to dislike ratio.
Oh, it's so good. I already hit dislike. So
No. I need to make sure I understand this correctly. Poe's law of the internet, it's impossible to tell when someone is joking.
That is true. That is very true. So
I have no idea if this is all a meme or not.
Yeah, this is going to be very exciting. I don't think I missed too much in the chat, guys. For right now, we're just gonna skip all the. I'm not gonna go through everybody. You know, we were testing audio, talking about Revan for a second there. Blah blah blah. I see that Dragon's Rage is in here, along with Caden and Koji and Sun Eater and stuff like that. So welcome everybody. And yeah, so we're going to. Anyways, we're just going to jump straight into the video. Are you ready for this, Misc?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Wonderful news. All right, and hopefully the audio works, guys. All right, so let's take a listen.
YouTube, remarkable Republican here to bring you the truth.
Just to quickly check, Miss,
It's
can you hear
quite
that?
quiet. You should probably turn it up a little. I remembered that when I was streaming, I had to turn my audio way up to hear it.
Okay.
The dude's
In
really quiet.
OBS or in the
In the stream VC, I think the video audio is just very quiet.
Okay, okay. So I
Oh,
tell
wait,
you,
and then I can probably just turn up the volume on my end and we'll be fine.
okay, okay. You turn up if it is a problem, just we'll pause and we'll try to fix it. All right.
Yeah, you people in the
Device.
stream, let us know if
Despite
it's too
the
quiet or not.
long-standing fanfare of fans across the world, the fact remains that the Star Wars original trilogy sucks and is in fact inferior to the prequels. During this presentation, I will give you 10 general reasons why the Star Wars original trilogy sucks, and by extension why Episode 7, which is the true heir of the original trilogy, will also most likely suck ass. There are among us movie fans people who actually like plots that make sense and carry over from movie to movie if they're part of a trilogy. Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings does just that. Things that happen in one movie continue into the other. The Star Wars original trilogy has nothing of that sort. Basically, there are some major contradictions between the different movies. One is Darth Vader's rank and status. We'll talk about that more when we get to Vader, but basically the deal is he goes from being some sort of mechanical robot enforcer to being some sort of Sith Lord to being Luke's pussy-ass emotional dad, and there's not really a lot of continuity in his character. Also, we know that the Death Star was designed back during the Old Republic, but for whatever reason it took 20 years to half build it. That's not very impressive, and given the resources of the Empire and technology, it doesn't seem like it should take that long. Also, the Empire's hierarchy is in constant flux. It's not really clear who's in charge of what. See again, Darth Vader. And then Luke and Leia, of course, made out in the first movie, but later we learned that they're supposed to be brother and sister. Great planning there, guys. Great fucking planning.
Okay. So we're gonna
I think
pause.
we addressed that a little bit on the in my stream. Um,
Yes. Yes.
Most of the shit he's complaining about is the result of A New Hope being made before everything else.
Yeah, like okay, first off, just to be clear, I want to go through the three bullet points that he has, and I'm just going to make sure if that's clear in the video. Yeah, everybody can see that. Perfect. Um, so what I want to talk about first is Darth Vader's status as a supposed enforcer to Sith Lord. Do you have any issue with Darth Vader's portrayal in A New Hope versus any of the other films, Misk?
Nah, because he was just kind of sent there to make sure everything was working. I thought that was kind of clear.
Yeah, like, does no one understand that at the end of the day, yes, he was an enforcer, and that was sort of like his job. He's the right hand, but he's also not a general. He's not he's not a Grand Moff. He's not a leader of a planet and stuff like the other Moffs are and stuff. He's not an actual member of the government or parliament. Remember, at the beginning of A New Hope, halfway through, he says they finally dissolved the Senate. It took 20 years for the Empire to actually rise to a status, which he brings up later, the Empire's hierarchy. The Emperor had been working for 20 years. They finally just got rid of the last little remnants of the Republic's form of government. And they'd been building that the whole time. Darth Vader was simply the right-hand man of the Emperor. He didn't
Oh,
really
right, I
answer.
forgot in A New Hope they had just mentioned that they dissolved the Senate. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it takes a little while to dissolve a government that's been around for like 20 years.
And remember, most people didn't think that Palpatine was a bad guy.
Yeah,
Like, so
he was very good at the
he
whole
can't just
propaganda thing.
he wouldn't just blow up Coruscant overnight or kill all the politicians. You don't go and bomb what's that meeting they were doing, the thing with the world leaders like last week or whatever. You don't just go bomb the leaders of the UK, Canada, America, and all that stuff and go, hey, by the way, guys, I did that, but also just follow me. I'm a good guy. That's not how it works. It took time, planning, plots, so that's ridiculous. Darth Vader's status never changed throughout the entirety of the films, as far as I'm concerned. He listened to Grand Moff Tarkin because Grand Moff Tarkin, as we saw at Empire in Revenge of the Sith, at that point, he was already Grand Moff Tarkin is literally the guy in charge of all military operations for the Emperor. So if he says He's got all the stuff. Vader doesn't have time to be sitting down in military strategy meetings going, okay, here's the plan, here's the blitz and stuff. He's like, no, I'm fucking Darth Vader. I just go in and I kill. Like, he doesn't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like, he's not bored with the paperwork of that shit. So, like, notice that Grand Moff Tarkin never actually really ordered Vader to do anything that Vader didn't want to do. Like, they sort of had their own, and if you remember in A New Hope, they had multiple meetings where it was just the two of them. He's meeting with the leader of the entire armada, the Empire's force, on a 1v1 basis when he feels like it. That's not just an enforcer. That's fucking the top dude. So, I don't know. Anything else, Miss, on Darth Vader's status? I don't got a problem with it.
Nah, not real. Like, Vader is Palpatine's right-hand man, and Tarkin is, like, I don't know, his left-hand man or something. Like, Tarkin's the dude in charge of government stuff, but Vader is the Emperor's, like, personal guy that he sends to do stuff. I think he's also, like, a marshal or something,
Well,
like, of the Imperial Army.
well, I'm pretty sure, and even if the comics and stuff did this later, that's irrelevant. Right now, we're just talking about the movies. And
Yeah,
I'll get to
like,
that.
just in the movie, it was just like, oh, yeah, Vader's just a guy that I guess works for the Emperor, so,
Who I
I mean,
never
he's
saw
kind
a
of weird.
single ad. Remember, he was promoting and demoting admirals of a fleet.
Yeah.
He's not a lackey, guys. He's outside the military chain of command because he's the Emperor's right hand man. So I don't see that problem, which is just one quick thing I wanted to bring up, Miss. What I have a problem with is two of the points that he made was based on the fact that the prequel trilogies exist.
Yeah, like I wonder if you took into account the fact that one trilogy was made like uh well the last part of the trilogy was made more than 15 years before the second one started,
Mm-hmm.
and there weren't really plans to do a prequel trilogy before then. I'm pretty sure when the prequels happened, they had to retcon a bunch of shit.
They did.
Um,
They did a lot of it.
so he's basing this off of the original trilogy existing before they had even thought of making a
Yeah.
prequel
Like
trilogy.
the worst thing you can do as a like I I will say that his point in the red plot continuity is an issue in the Star Wars universe. Of course it is. But you can't blame the first installment for shit that doesn't make sense in later
It
installments.
wasn't even gonna be, I don't think it was even gonna be a franchise at first. It was
No,
just Star Wars, and
that's right.
then, oh shit, this did really well. We should do Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Exactly. Now, George Lucas did write basically the plot of the original trilogy, but he changed numerous things in between making the films. But my point is that you cannot, I don't think in good conscience, doesn't matter if it's a movie or a book, you can't complain that there's a continuity problem because of what episode 2 did or episode 8 does, when the people who made episode 2 and 8 should have looked at the 1977 and go, we can't do that because they already said no in 1977. If you ignore that, it's the episode 2 problem and the episode 8 problem. It's not episode 1's or, well, episode 4's problem.
This is
Right?
also technically why the last point is kind of moot, because there was no plan for them being siblings yet.
Yeah,
For the
no.
Empire's hierarchy, I don't even remember the hierarchy being super important in the movies. It was
Because
never really that important. It was just
it,
kind of like, oh yeah, these guys are important.
and as
What is,
we
yeah, like
established, Darth Vader like promotes and kills admirals on a whim, so
like my recollection of the hierarchy in the original trilogy is that everyone except like Tarkin and maybe a couple other people are scared shitless of Vader, and he'll just murder them whenever he feels like it.
yep.
So they're not really that important in the. So I don't know why it's a problem.
It's not. And then yeah, and the second point, it took 20 years to half build the Death Star once again. That's a problem with Revenge of the Sith, not a
Yeah,
problem with A New Hope. The
I
fact that
think
they
they had
showed
to
that
they had to make a thing explaining that, oh, that was a prototype Death Star, and then they actually made a different one separately.
yeah, like
That
if they
was kind
did
of a weak thing where they were like, "Oh shit, we have to explain this away now."
exactly. And
Yeah, that's not the one that gets turned into the one in A New Hope. It's a
well,
prototype.
actually, I didn't even like two things. Regardless what people think of Attack of the Clones, they showed that they had the plans to build the Death Star. That was enough.
Yeah,
So we didn't need to see what we saw in Revenge of the Sith. It was a cool shot, but we didn't need to see it. And number two, you could argue that once again, by the when the Death Star was finally completed, that was the time when the Senate finally got dissolved. Once again, there was rebellions. There was, like, you guys, like people who watch these movies, they tend to think like, okay, everybody just went along with the Empire and everybody jumped ship. Nobody questioned the entire Jedi Order being eliminated. Nobody
Yeah,
questioned.
because he had a good explanation for it.
Yeah, but it's like what I'm saying is that there were more rebels than the rebels we saw by the time of A New Hope. There was there were multiple factions. There was still the Separatist War. There was probably a lot of planets. A lot of people. Remember, we're talking galaxies, people. So the Death Star got delayed over and over. It wasn't just the Wookiees who built it, and there was the enslavement. Look at Han and how he saved Chewbacca, and he was one of the guys building the Death Star. Like, there was shit. Okay, so I don't like. Once again, but regardless, I don't have a problem with the timeline because I just think, oh, there's probably insurrection, there were plans, it got delayed. It's literally the first killer moon ever built. There's bound to be some delays.
If only this guy had waited 2 more years to make this video, he could have watched Rogue One and it was explained that, oh, they mostly built the Death Star like, I don't know, 7 years before A New Hope.
Yes.
But then they were like, how do we make the big murder laser? We can't figure it out. We can't figure out how to make it work.
Right.
So that was a bunch of time just figuring out how that would work. Maybe if the dude waited a little while and that would have been addressed in Rogue One. So now his argument is moot.
That's right. And the final point would be the Luke and Leia kissed. What the fuck?
Well, it wasn't planned. Oh, it's gonna get so much worse.
Yeah, it's gonna get so much worse. But at the end of the day, no. Once again, it wasn't planned because I know for a fact that only the writer George Lucas and Mark Hamill knew about the whole "No, I am your father." Because actually, Mark Hamill tells an interview, and I think I mentioned this in your stream, Misc, that Harrison Ford was sitting there at the premiere of Empire Strikes Back, and he goes, "No, I am your father." It's supposed to be, "No, Obi-Wan killed your father," was the line. In the script, that's what everybody knew. But it was, "No, I am your father." Harrison Ford looked over at Mark Hamill and went, "Hey, kid, you didn't fucking tell me that." So Harrison Ford didn't know until the movie came out. So what better way to throw it all off, you know? Have you know, so like, I don't know, like, I'm sort of fine with it. And by the way, there's been so many stories, so many true and fictional stories of like cousins or half siblings finding each other that never knew they existed, sort of idea. Just go watch any drama TV show that goes for more than 2 seasons that fall in love and stuff. They don't understand their attraction to each other, and it's because it's more of a family bond than anything else. And like, I mean, you can talk about the gray areas and the logistics of it, but at the end of the day, they, you know, like, I don't know. I don't really have a problem with it. Everybody makes fun of that, but I don't know.
This is about to get really awful. I know it's coming. Just from the glimpse I've had of point 2, I know this is going to be a fucking nightmare. We're about to jump into hell right now.
Oh, this is going to be so exciting then. I'm just going to quickly check the chat to see what other people are saying. We have MC Dude saying, wow. And Koji saying, Luke and Leia kissed, what the fuck? I can feel my arteries squeeze. Wasn't the 6 movies made in regressive countdown? No, it was 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. That's so, I mean, weird countdown, but a countdown. Caden said when Luke and Leia kissed, George Lucas didn't have them as siblings at the time. That's right, actually, because he had them kissing. He was writing that script long before he made the whole decision to swap. Misc said, well, that was you, Misc, and you explained it. Koji said Darth Vader is a Sith, not a general. He doesn't strategize. He sees, he kills. Sith's my guy. Like, once again, yeah, like the transition to Sith, he was always a Sith. Like, once again, the Force was a religion. It was understood that it was. He's like a remnant of it. That's how he was described in A New Hope. Koji said, it's just a random thing. Just joking with the statements on the bullets. Caden said, when episode 4 was being made, no one had plans for a sequel they didn't think was going to be a box office success. Absolutely. George Lucas literally almost pulled out his luscious hair over it. Because what people don't understand is that he almost had half of Star Wars made one time. Then the whole project got scrapped. He was out on the street and he had no money, no film, no nothing. A big mess on his hands. He nearly went insane when he made the first one. So, Koji said that was a tame compared to the full version. Eric is in here. Hello, Eric. Can you tell me who Joe is? And Misc, I guess you're answering for me. Joe Mama. Okay. Good answer. Good answer, Misc. Koji said, Griever want to mark my words on something. He will mention Order 66 as a bad thing. I mean, once again, Order 66 is not relevant to the original trilogy because we didn't know Order 66 existed. So, Sun Eater said, get ready for the next point. Get ready. It's going to get worse. And I said, Koji, he's only talking about the original trilogy stuff. And Random said, it's just the last bullet that is just scaring me. Okay.
You are right to be scared. You should be very scared. I can already tell.
I can't wait. So are you ready, Misc? Are you ready for me to continue? We'll do point 2, I guess.
I guess I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Thank God this thing's only 15 minutes. Imagine if it was like 55.
Oh, God.
All right, let's...
Where this shit's about to go off the fucking rails.
Yeah, let's go on to part 2 here.
Sister, great planning there, guys. Great fucking planning. One of the most galling problems of the original trilogy is that 2 of our main characters are Luke and Leia.
What
Luke,
the
of course, is played by
fuck?
Mark Hamill. He's a guy who looks like a middle-aged lesbian. He has no athleticism. He has no charisma. And he's obsessed with robots, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And as for Carrie Fisher, she can't really act. She's a raging alcoholic, and she's just not leading actress hot. I'm not saying she's unattractive. I'm just saying that she's not leading actress hot.
Wow.
I think you can figure out what I
Wow,
mean by
this
that.
is different
She's
bad
like
from what I
the
thought it would
actress.
be.
She's
Holy
not really a
shit.
hot actress. As for their characters themselves,
Oh
Luke
my
is basically a farmer
God.
who likes gadgets, so he's not really that different than Fred from Scooby-Doo.
What?
No,
And
this
he doesn't really
this
have a
has to
compelling
be.
character.
There's
He's
no
just
way.
basically
This
a
has to be
hero.
fucking
There are a
satire.
lot of video game characters with a lot more depth than Luke Skywalker. And as for Leia, she kind of has this obsession with faux bad boys. And she's a princess, but her planet is destroyed, so why does she keep using the title princess since she no longer has a place to be the princess of? And most lame of all, even though Luke is a Jedi and apparently it runs in families, she doesn't have any force powers, so she's kind of useless.
Damn, bitch, should have read the books. Holy fuck!
Okay,
Oh no,
okay.
this is Poe's law. I can't tell if this motherfucker's joking. He apparently went on to other people's streams to debate his points. So I have no idea.
I mean,
Holy shit.
his first set of points, though wrong, I could see how you could, you know, it's like we do it all the time, Miss, in JJK Record of Ragnarok. People have their points. You don't agree with them. You don't think that really some of their points make sense, but okay, maybe like a slim chance. But here it's just like, wow. Okay, so first off, like Mark Hamill, like, yeah, the haircut in Return of the Jedi was bad, but he force choked 2 guards the moment he showed up. Like, his haircut was bad. He had a green lightsaber, iconic. He backflipped. I don't give a
Yes,
shit.
Skin, it does sound like he's just giving his personal opinions instead of actual criticism.
Yeah, like, that's what, and like, I'm actually insulted for this because, like, regardless, right? If Danny DeVito played Luke Skywalker, saying he's like, oh, well, he's not athletic and he's not handsome, doesn't mean he can't be a Jedi. Look at Yoda, 900 years old, and he's a puppet. Like,
What is his standard for not athletic? I mean, he wears a fucking shirt most of the time.
And
How can
actually,
you
Mark
tell? He does
Hamill-
a bunch of athletic shit.
and Mark Hamill actually was in good shape. Anybody see Empire Strikes Back? Anybody actually pause and look at his arms? He's more fit
Does
than
anyone
I was.
was it Empire Strikes Back? He got in a fucking car crash. Like, was
Yeah.
it during filming? Shortly
Yep.
before filming?
Yep. And he said it's been blown way out of proportion. He goes all the way to I have my whole face reconstructed. Mark Hamill has confirmed multiple times. He goes, the gossip mill went nuts. He goes, yeah. He goes, I fractured a piece of my nose and I bruised my cheek. He goes, I don't even think, actually, he goes, come to think of it, I don't even think I fractured my nose. I mean, it was just a little red. I was a little swollen on the cheek. He goes, I was healed in 3 weeks. But everybody's now made it that I got, my whole nose was shattered and my jaw was broken and I've done all this stuff. He's gone on record to say that it was just fabrication. Like, all of it. So everyone's like,
Yeah,
oh.
it's a good question. What is leading actress hot? Completely fucking up to interpretation.
Subjective. And also at the
That's
time,
completely subjective.
Carrie Fisher, first off, doesn't matter if she was an alcoholic at the time if she did her job.
Yeah, what the fuck what does that have to fucking do with anything?
It's
This
got
guy's trolling.
Yeah, it's
There's
got
no way.
nothing to do with Star Wars itself, regardless. And second off, I mean, what's the next point? Harrison Ford wanted to kill Han Solo off, but that's Harrison Ford's opinion. It's got nothing to do with the actual context of the movie.
Yeah, Harrison Ford doesn't even like Star Wars.
No, he doesn't. So,
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
can't act? What do you mean she can't act? Yes, she can act.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
That's completely fucking subjective.
Yes, and the fact that once again she's a raging alcoholic. First off, at the time, no, she was not.
No, I thought she did coke. I didn't think she was an
did
alcoholic.
coke. By the time of Empire Strikes Back, she was doing cocaine, but she was not a raging alcoholic at the filming of Star Wars. So false. And the whole
Yeah, so I don't know.
Anyway, and the rest of it, like farm boy who likes gadgets, so basically Fred from Scooby Doo. First,
What does that mean?
by that
Why
logic,
is that a criticism?
by that logic, I can literally take every single character made after Lord of the Rings that's an elf, a dwarf, or an orc, invented by Tolkien, and I can go, no, Game of Thrones, no originality. Forgotten Realms, no originality. World of Warcraft, no originality. I can literally just go, nope, carbon copy Frodo, carbon copy Gandalf, carbon copy, and that's my point. Like, that's a dumb point.
These are not even these are fucking.
They're not criticisms. No, they're
not criticisms. It's just him doing really crude observations. A lot of them are dumb observations.
Yeah, like
these aren't criticisms. What the fuck is the point of this video?
I don't know. Like, and the fact that once again she's a princess of a dead planet. Once again, she never introduced herself as Princess Leia in the entirety of the films.
Yeah, everyone
just
her. Acknowledges her as that because
yes.
I mean she's still related to the royalty of the planet. So
she is, and even if that was not the case, I mean, you could argue like I am Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans. Prince of what? There's only 3, but nonetheless, still called himself a prince, and that's not even the point. The point is Leia actually never introduces herself as Princess Leia in the entirety of the original Star Wars films. I know that for a fact. At least if she did, it was before Alderaan was blown up. Because I remember in Cloud City when she said, and hello, Lando, hello, who might you be? Blah, 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 blah. I'm Lando Calrissian. And she says, Leia. Welcome, Leia. And then, he and Han is the one who keeps calling her princess. And so does 3PO and all the rest. She never actually refers to herself as princess. So... no, she's not. Everybody else is calling her princess.
Skin asks, why does a portion about Luke or Leia talk about Mark and Carrie, bruh? Good question, because this guy is a fucking mouth breather.
Yeah, it's Luke and Leia discussion, but it's all about Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher. And by the way, force powers... By that logic, why wasn't Luke moving fucking Tatooine with his mind by the time we started the film? He had 0 lightsaber skills, 0 force powers, because he wasn't trained and didn't know how to do it. Alright. Are you ready to move on, Miss? I'm ready for the third point. I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
This is like going to the doctor's office.
So she's kind of useless. The character who a lot of people like to associate with, but nobody can really justify, is Han Solo. The problem with him, as I see it, is that while he is morally ambiguous, that's not enough to make him edgy.
Why does he need to be edgy?
Yeah.
He does things that should be cool, it just isn't. Partly because he's got a half mullet going on. He's in the bar scene. That's the most famous scene where he shoots the bounty hunter. And again, it should be in like an old western. It should be badass. The problem is that scene ends too early and doesn't go anywhere. We never see any other hunters coming after Han Solo in the middle of battles with the Empire.
Fucking Boba Fett.
Return of the Jedi first half?
But as it is, it's a killing that he commits without any consequences. So it doesn't establish his badassness.
There's no consequences like
he can fly, he can shoot, but so can fucking everybody in the Star Wars universe.
But not
even Chewbacca, the walking carpet, can do that. His affiliation is obvious. That's the problem with trying to portray him as a rogue. We always know he's going to be a rebel because the dude is clearly an outlaw from the Empire. He can't join the Empire. When it makes sense, he'd get arrested and executed. So he has no choice but to be a rebel. So there's not really any drama there. There's not a
Why is
build-up. There's no
Chewbacca
tension.
a problem with Han
His ship, the
Solo?
Millennium Falcon, it's become sort of symbolic, but it's really just a freighter and a piece of shit. It shouldn't be something that should be surviving these battles. It is not on the same level as like a TIE fighter. As for Chewbacca,
What?
like I said, he's a walking carpet. He's a waste of a character. He's just supposed to be like the big dog that, kids can buy a toy of and pet if their parents won't allow them to have like a Great Dane.
Okay.
What the Christ?
Whoa.
I mean, this is just amazing. This is the best video I've ever seen.
I can't think of a single point that he had any leg to stand on whatsoever. Like, not
They literally
one.
talk about the Millennium Falcon being a piece of shit at like every possible opportunity. Is they're like,
And-
yeah, it's not pretty, but it's the fastest ship in the sector.
Yeah, and he compared it to a TIE fighter. Oh, you think a freighter? That'd be like me going, hey, you know that little boat in Jaws? It's a nicer boat than that giant Coast Guard ship that can literally not see me as it crushes me to the depths of the ocean. Like, the TIE fighter's better. How is it better? Like, we're not talking
How is this
design
one-man
here.
fighter better than a fucking freighter? Does he understand that, like, it's literally a fucking...
It's a
like,
freighter. It's like going into battle with a
you
pistol
use
and
it as
buddy's
a
got a
fucking
bazooka.
Space Runner ship. Of course it's gonna be good. It's a piece of shit, but I don't know.
And no special
I don't
skills.
understand.
What are you talking? Like, okay.
I mean, most people fucking suck at shooting because they're
And-
stormtroopers,
but-
but he's good. We literally have him shooting.
we have him killing people all the time.
We
In
have him
every
shoot
film.
Greedo just to show that he's a quick draw. Not everyone is good of a shooter as Han. Is that because most of the people we see shooting are stormtroopers? Yeah, but
I mean,
and also his special skills are mostly like his personality.
and like, what do you mean the bar scene went nowhere? Of course it did. It showed that
Fucking Return of the Jedi.
the entire first part of Return of the Jedi was getting Han back because he shot Greedo and pissed off Jabba the Hutt. It was
Well,
literally
Greedo went after him because he pissed off Jabba the Hutt, but the Greedo thing was mostly just like, oh shit, we have people coming after Han.
and
we have
Han
Boba
didn't
Fett
give a
in-
fuck. He shot him.
Yeah,
it's-
and then you have Boba Fett capturing him in Empire Strikes Back, and you have the whole first act of Return of the Jedi.
And the affiliation is obvious. Okay, fine dandy by the end of the first film, but we don't know that going in. You think, like, that's arrogant as fuck. Because it wasn't until the yahoo at the end of the movie that we knew that Han actually did come back. Now, you could say that it was poor writing or whatever, but this is the 70s and 60s, guys. I'm sorry it's not the crazy moral ambiguousness that has been written by, like, Jon Favreau after he grew up with fucking Star Wars to learn how to write. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, this is like it was a fucking like 70s sci-fi action adventure movie. You're not gonna
It's a
have like
space
fucking
opera.
godly writing.
No, and it was never meant to be. He's always called it a space opera. You know what else is called an opera? A soap opera. You know, they're not the best written. Sorry.
No, they're not.
So, I mean, but they're still, their point is to be over-dramatic and entertaining because they're over-dramatized. There's always the twin brother coming back to slay the evil. You know, like, but the affiliation thing, I actually have a problem with because not only that, in The Empire Strikes Back, has this guy seen these movies? Because he literally is trying to leave the entirety of in Hoth at Empire Strikes Back at the beginning. The entire time he's trying to get the fuck out of there. He's like, well, we ran into those bounty hunters. I gotta go pay off Jabba the Hutt. I'm a dead man. And he's trying to get out of there the entire thing with Hoth. Darth Vader shows up, complicates things. So he leaves with the princess. He doesn't have a choice because he's not a dick. He's like, well, I'm not going to leave her here to die. Takes her, and then they try to find port, constantly chased by the Empire the entire movie, and then caught. He literally, his affiliation was totally to himself. He was, the whole movie he was trying to leave. He just wasn't going to let Leia die. That's not affiliation obvious. That's, he's not a murderer by proxy? Like, seriously. Oh yeah, well, Leia, see ya. Bye. Darth Vader will catch ya. I gotta go. Like, that makes no sense. The entire movie Empire Strikes Back is them running from the Empire. Han's trying to get away. And why is Chewbacca bad again?
Oh, He's just there. He's there. He's not a super fucking important character. I don't understand why Chewbacca being there and not being super important is apparently a waste of a character. Does he think like every single character that shows up in a movie is supposed to be like central to the plot?
I think these are the same
He's just his
people.
sidekick.
I think
Chewbacca's his sidekick. I
right.
don't get it.
I think these are the same people that don't understand the whole Maki arc, Misk. I think that's what we're going with here. This is the same guy who would complain. He would claim that he likes Maki, and Maki doesn't have enough, and that the arc was too fast paced. And it's like, yeah, but we can't focus on Chewbacca or Maki for fucking a month. I'm sorry. The fact that you got a month out of it, not a main character, side character. We got to move on. There's plot to be done. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the fourth point, I guess. This should be interesting. Obi-Wan
Yep.
Kenobi.
That, kids can buy a toy of and pet if their parents won't allow them to have like a Great Dane. No one would say that Obi-Wan Kenobi is the worst character in Star Wars. Obviously, that has to be
Holy
C-3PO,
shit.
aka Robot Butler. But Obi-Wan is pretty terrible. So for the character to work, he needs to be a Jedi who actually fights. But the thing is, Obi-Wan is too old to fight. And because
Why?
he's too old, not only
Yeah.
does that not make sense with the age we know him at from the prequels, but
Okay, that's a
also
continuity
he is
thing,
just too
but
old to
besides
actually
that.
fight, so he's totally useless. And
Oh.
he's not aggressive enough to be a warrior. Also, he
But
trains
that's
by
not
telling
what- oh
riddles.
my God.
That doesn't make sense. It's
Oh
not
my
a legitimate
God.
way to train. If you're going to teach somebody about philosophy, that might make sense, but you don't train someone to be a warrior by being a smart-ass British guy. And because
Oh.
he dies in the first movie, his role in the second and third movie is totally useless. So he's completely irrelevant, but they keep bringing his ass
He's
up
dead
over
in
and
the
over,
second and
despite the
third
fact
movie.
he's not even
Yeah.
technically in the movie. So again, weird
Holy
way to write
shit.
the script and a waste of a character and waste of time.
Pause it right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
can't wait to
God.
get to that. Okay, so
Holy shit. First off, he's literally the old mentor sage character. You picked a fucking old guy to play the old guy. I don't.
I'm
Second, the
oh
Jedi are not supposed to be fucking battle hungry. They're like monks. They're
yes,
supposed to be like fucking religious sages. That's what Yoda's whole character is about.
that's right.
So this is dumb. Trains by telling riddles. I mean, yeah, he does tell riddles, but I mean, we literally have training scenes with him and Luke where he's training him to actually do shit and it works.
And then he
And then
sends
the
him to
last thing, he's
Yoda.
fucking dead. He's fucking
And when he's
dead in the
dead, he
other two
sends him to
movies.
Yoda. He's literally dead, and he sends him to Yoda. That's how good a mentor he is. He's like, I'm dead, but Luke's not trained enough yet. I died too quickly. Better come back from the fucking dead and tell him to go see another Jedi.
Yeah.
Like, what?
This one's just dumb. I mean, this one's just stupid.
Oh,
MC Dude says he's trolling.
and he better fucking be.
I can't tell. Now, most of his channel seems to be centered around saying stupid shit, so I'm not sure.
Maybe he just.
But-
Maybe that's how he's getting. But he's like.
He's not doing very well if he's
Yeah,
only got like
I was-
600
Yeah,
subscribers.
he's only a little bit more than me. So I think like the idea that he's going for with the satire comedy would work if he had better delivery, sort of like a roast, like pointing out the things that fans don't like to acknowledge, sort of idea, but speaking facts nonetheless. Like had he pointed out with Obi-Wan, like the whole I told you it was true from a certain point of view. We all have heard it. We all hear it. We don't like to think about it. We don't think too deep. We're just like, okay, whatever. Star Wars is still awesome. But is it a bit of an issue? Yeah, okay. I can admit the flaws in Star Wars continuity. But the fact he didn't even bring that up. He's not bringing up the
Like
literal
him being
points.
too old is a continuity thing. They kind of explain it away as, he's living in the middle of the desert and he's very stressed out by everything that's happened. So
and
he's aged a lot.
I was going to say that too, by the way, because Misk, you're probably too young for this, but this is Sir Alec Guinness.
Yeah, Sir Alec Guinness.
He's insulting one of the greatest actors in the century.
Who fucking hated Star Wars also.
Yes, who also did not understand or like Star Wars very much. But that'd be like, when Ian McKellen dies, we're going to go back and we're going to say, yeah, why did they cast Ian McKellen as Gandalf? What a bad choice. Or Christopher Lee as Saruman. Oh my God. You know, like, how do you ever insult Patrick Stewart, Alec Guinness, Ian McKellen, Sean Connery? Like, how do you insult these people? Like, what are you going to insult next? Al Pacino and Betty White?
Yes. I don't know.
Like,
I don't know what kind of shit this guy's doing on here. Maybe he will get into more of the classics. Who knows?
maybe, but I can't understand it. It'd be like insulting James Stewart. Like, you can't insult what, Helen Mirren, Meryl Streep. Who are we gonna insult next? Like, that's ridiculous. He's one of the greatest actors of all time. Oh my God. Okay. I don't care if he was supposed to play a 15-year-old. I would accept Alec Guinness as a fucking 15-year-old because he's that good. So
This has to be This has to be satire. There's
oh,
no way.
it's
There's
just
no way all
it's
of
just
this shit is serious.
it's
He
just really
has to be trolling.
it's just really poorly done satire. That's the problem. Like, it's not even well done. Like, it's
I couldn't do good satire. I've seen people. You know who does good, like, insulting delivery? Plague of Gripes. Plague of Gripes does really good content. He
mm,
did a 40-minute video about why Naruto sucks. You should watch it. It's very funny.
I
And
should
he's
watch it.
very good at delivering the kind of maybe takes things too literally or kind of misses the point stuff, but in a way that's really funny and it actually makes good points.
Well, I mean, that's what you need. You need what you need for good satire. Now, I'm not a funny guy. Never have been. I mean, yeah, my face is funny. Ha ha ha. Heard the jokes before. But the groundwork for satire, from what I understand, is you need actual groundwork to build off of. If something's just not funny, it's very difficult to make a satire out of it. If there's no issues, if there's no problem, if there's no groundwork whatsoever, very difficult to make a joke out of it, right? But when you have groundwork, which they do with Star Wars, then you can build off of that. And the other thing is your tone, which is why I'm not a funny guy. I don't have a great voice for it, so I can't deliver the punchline very well. My brother can do it all the time. My brother says stupid shit all the time, and everybody laughs. It's the dumbest toilet humor shit, and nobody cares, but everybody laughs because he's got the voice for it. He's got the delivery, which counts. The problem with this guy is that he's got the groundwork, doesn't use any of it, goes off on points that nobody knows or cares about, and opinionated, and he doesn't have good delivery. Like it's just failing as satire, even if it is. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why this video has 12,000 views and he only has 600 subscribers.
I would say that's the reason. Well, we're going to move on to point number 5, which I believe I saw Darth Vader. This should be good.
Yeah.
This should be good. This should be good.
The script and a waste of a character and waste of time. In the
Really.
entire history of science fiction, absolutely
Oh,
no villain is more overrated than Darth Vader. First of all, he's basically a rip-off
hold
of
on a
RoboCop with
fucking
about his
second there,
actual design,
bitch.
the difference being, of course,
Now,
he's
buddy.
a lightsaber rather than a gun. He's
My
also a
guy.
rip-off of Frankenstein, the idea being that he is, sort of a shell of his former self and just a conglomeration of parts and machines. In that futuristic era where you can travel at light speed or beyond, why does he not have any mechanical enhancements? Why is he so slow and ponderous? Why isn't he quick? Why doesn't he have jetpacks on him? I don't understand. It makes no sense. Also, why doesn't he have electrically enhanced senses or something? Another problem is not only does his status become ambiguous in the later movies as to whether he's a good guy or a tragic hero or a badass or what he's supposed to be, but it's also not really clear what race he is. When we see his face, he's like a middle-aged white man.
Why
He
is that
sounds
important?
like a professional black basketball player. He sounds like a very good black man, but stuck in a middle-aged chubby man's body. It doesn't work. I don't understand what he's supposed to be.
Wow.
Darth Vader is like this massive cluster of contradictions that doesn't go together. It's not a combination that works. It's not interesting. It's just fucking terrible.
What?
Flying.
Holy shit. Okay. Rip off of RoboCop? Do you know when RoboCop came out? 10 years
1987.
after A New Hope.
Yes,
10
it did.
fucking years after A New Hope.
Yep.
This is satire. No, this is he's memeing. This is trolling. This isn't a serious video.
Rip off of RoboCop. Yeah, okay.
Rip off of Frankenstein?
did you
Not
know-
really.
Hey, did
This
you
guy
know-
doesn't understand either of these things.
Did you also hear that Gandalf is a rip off of Dumbledore? I've heard that one.
shit.
like that blew my mind. That a character invented in the 30s was, totally ripped off a character made in the 90s. I couldn't believe it. That's some time travel shit going on up in there.
Ooh, this guy is a chud. This
Rip
guy's
off of
definitely a real piece of
Frankenstein.
chud.
In no fucking way is Darth Vader related to Frankenstein. Literally, the only thing that's similar is the scene in Revenge of the Sith. That's the only thing. And based on the original trilogy, we don't know that yet. When my father came out of the movie theater in 1983 and finished the original trilogy, I don't think my father sat down and went, he's sort of like Frank. I imagine the way they built Darth Vader was exactly like Frankenstein in a scene in a movie I'm not going to see for 30 years. Yeah, totally. No.
Holy shit.
No mechanical enhancements? What the fuck are you... what do you call that?
I don't... Why is this a criticism? He doesn't fucking need any. He's already stronger.
Yeah.
Because of his robotic limbs.
Yes, but he's a burnt corpse. Like right now, if you get 3 limbs chopped off and burnt to a crisp, guess what? You're not going to be able-bodied to go toe-to-toe with a 25-year-old in a sword fight. What do you mean, no mechanical enhancements? Him walking is a mechanical enhancement.
Now this right here. This.
Racially ambiguous.
Racially ambiguous. Oh.
Luke and Leia?
Now this is the kind of content I'm here for. This is the kind of shit I would expect from a guy where like half of his videos are talking about whether or not a character is gay.
Oh, for God's sakes. First off, who cares? Second off, if it's not relevant to the story, honestly, I don't care. You could tell me tomorrow that fucking Toji was a transsexual. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. What does that...
What?
I mean, realistically, miss, what I'm saying is it relevant to the plot? If it's not relevant to the plot, then why do I need to know their identity? It's like when J.K. Rowling came out and said Dumbledore was gay. How did that affect any of the books? Why do I need to know that? I don't care. Ian McKellen's gay.
No, you know what? This is...
Whatever.
But he's already been talking about shit that doesn't matter, so this isn't surprising.
But the whole formidable or tragic, he's both. That's the point. We get introduced...
Yeah, why can't you be both? He's formidable most of the time, and that exterior hides a tragic interior. I don't know. And you have to have a fucking room temperature IQ to not comprehend that you can have both of these things at the same time.
And you have to remember that Darth Vader thought that his children were... He didn't think his children were ever born. If he's going to go off and use prequel knowledge, I'm going to fucking use prequel knowledge. He didn't know his children were alive. So he shows up, all of a sudden, he's this evil menace. He tortures Han just for fun. He kills all the people in A New Hope for fun, blows up a planet for fun, and then the moment he finds out he has a kid, he's like, holy shit, I'm still evil, but he's just like, don't make me destroy you. He doesn't, he's still Anakin Skywalker somewhere deep inside. That's the point. And it didn't come out for 20 years until he realized, holy shit, my son's right in front of me. Am I really going to kill? It's sort of, Misc, you've seen Castlevania, right, on Netflix?
Yeah, I've seen Castlevania.
It's Dracula beating the shit out of Alucard and then breaking down like a fucking child and going, what have I done to our boy? Thinking about his dead wife and going,
I don't understand why.
How have I laid a hand on our boy? And he can't comprehend that. You don't think that Anakin or Darth Vader was doing the exact same thing, going, what have I just done? And then, but he's so filled with hate and anger for the last 20 years, fueled by the dark side of the Force, that he's got to put it on. He's just like, come with me. We'll destroy the Emperor. Because at that moment, what people don't understand, if we're going to use prequel knowledge, now Darth Vader wants to kill the Emperor. He's like, you lied to me for 20 fucking years. Now I want to fucking kill you. So now he's like, Luke, you come with me. But he's got to do it in the dark side way. But he's like, you come with me. We'll destroy the Emperor together. We'll fucking take him down, and I'm not going to hurt you anymore because I can't do that. It's not as emotional as the Dracula thing. Remember, guys, this was the 70s. Writing wasn't so great in the 70s for movies. But it just like I'm with it. He's basically doing the Dracula shtick in The Empire Strikes Back. I don't know. This is fucked. This is just. Oh, Misc, take over the chat for a minute. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go grab a beer. But
Okay, let's have a
you take.
look-see here. What did I miss? Koji, this video was made in 2015. MC Dude said there's no way you think Alec McGinnis was bad in that role. Correct. Skin says, what is too old? Why is he a poor casting choice? How is he irrelevant when he's dead? Is training by telling riddles a bad thing? These are all very good responses to his arguments, and it shows that they're all fucking stupid. Skin says a major thing in Star Wars is how emotions affect their force powers. So Jedi being angry, bloodthirsty killers doesn't make sense. They're supposed to be calm and wise. Yeah, I think the next point is supposed to be the Jedi. So I'm not understand. Oh. Anyway, Skin says rip off RoboCop. Jesus Christ, this dude does know that Vader came a whole decade before RoboCop. How is he a ripoff? No, yeah, there's no way. This is fucking satire. This is a meme. This guy is trolling. He's doing like a ha 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 funny thing. But he's just doing a really bad job at it. The way you do it is you do something like CinemaSins, where I personally think CinemaSins has fucking ruined most movie criticism for a whole generation. But at least a good portion of their criticisms of the film are like actual plot holes or half decent criticisms. So you have that as a foundation, and then you go into the ridiculous stuff with the satire off of that. You don't just do a bunch of random bullshit that doesn't make any sense and is stupid. Skin says, wait, when was Vader racially ambiguous? I don't know. I guess maybe because he has the voice of James Earl Jones, but he's a white guy.
I think that's what he was going. I think that's what he was really complaining about. In all honesty.
I have a feeling if this guy is letting his political beliefs kind of seep over into satire, if this is actually his real views, I have a feeling he wishes that he had a white voice instead. I have a feeling. Skin says also there's literally a whole ass scene dedicated to the transformation between Anakin and Vader in Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, but this is just original trilogy stuff.
Which, yeah, to be fair, I did use
OG says
prequel
read the
knowledge,
description and then the comments. Let's have a look at the descriptions and then the comments, shall we? Where is this video? I need to find it again.
Oh, I looked up Star Wars original trilogy sucks, and it was pretty easy to find.
Alright, it's from 5 years ago. Go down a bit. Down a little. Where the fuck is it?
Caden said, I find it sad that Vader unknowingly tortured his own daughter, and when he died, he still didn't know Leia was his daughter.
I thought he knew Leia was his
daughter. He did know Leia was his daughter. Sister. So, you have a twin sister. You know? Like, that's the deal, right? He knows at that point, but yeah, it is said that Vader unknowingly tortured his own daughter because he didn't know.
He just didn't know. Okay, in this video, I explain why the original trilogy sucks and why Star Wars was not ruined by the prequels, but rather improved across the board. Most of these comments are about people who came here from another video reacting to it. Some people pointed out the RoboCop thing.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to point that out.
Amazing. Everything you just said was wrong. Either this is brilliant parody, or you could quite possibly be the dumbest person on YouTube, which is very impressive considering the competition.
But it's not even a good parody. That's my point.
Yeah, this is not brilliant parody. This is fucking mind-numbing parody.
No, like, if Misc and I were going to do this about fucking Jujutsu Kaisen, we could sit down and we would make up the dumbest point. Oh, Toji's gay, Maki's a lesbian, and in a relationship with her own sister, and fucking, we could just make up bullshit.
You could, but you have to base it off of things that are, like, actually there. instead of just making up completely random bullshit or talking about things that are completely unrelated to the actual movies.
Which is exactly what this guy's doing. So we could do that, guys. That's not what do they call it, Misc? Peak fiction. That's not peak satire. That's not peak anything. It's not even comedic. It's just stupid. That's all it is. It's like
He's
watching.
just he has to be trolling. Like
Hmm.
some of this shit is like completely. Did you know that the original was made before the prequels? I know, right? Mind blowing. The what
Wow.
part? Oh God, I think there's a part that we're going to get to at some point. Assuming this isn't the
Oh.
racially ambiguous thing, there's going to be something we get to. Oh
Oh,
God.
I can't wait. I can't wait. All right.
All
So
right.
should we continue? Was there anything I missed out on in the chat there, Miss?
No, not really.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's just fucking
All right.
terrible.
Part 6. Let's see.
By and large, I think that most of the original
Oh
trilogy is just a
God.
sign of the fact that George Lucas
Oh.
was a new director who didn't know what he was doing.
Interesting.
However,
Yeah.
one area where I think that he was outright malignant was in the formation of the Jedi religion. Now, not
Based
only
on
is it
Buddhism?
clearly anti-Christian and the Force must be where you get advice and information from demons, but this is
Yeah.
actually a religion that people believe. Now, while the use of a British
Really
actor
now?
for Obi-Wan
That's
is
actually
supposed to
kind of.
make us think British people are smart and wise because they have the accent, the truth is these are the same fucking idiots who think that the Jedi religion's a real thing, but it's not. It's a
Yeah, I
fictional
see.
thing. It's not like Christianity.
Yeah, I
There's
gotcha.
no
Yeah.
actual basis in a historical book which was inspired by God. There's nothing here
Mm.
Oh.
to worship. It
I
seems to
see,
be based
yes,
on
of course.
prayer or something. I don't really get what the Jedi religion actually is. And
Oh,
the
I
whole
just don't
dark side,
understand. I
light
just
side
literally
thing
didn't
is
watch, so I don't
obviously
get it.
racist. I mean,
Oh.
clearly you look at the Jedi; they're almost all white males until you get to the prequels, where George Lucas figured out that it was racist and he had to do something about it.
There's
Oh, I see.
two.
In
Well,
the
blame that
originals,
on
they're all
casting in the
white men who are
70s.
Jedis, and all the people who are Sith Lords are robots or that deformed thing the Emperor is.
White guys?
Or, people who are
There
some other
are
race or
also white
something.
guys. Yeah, actually,
Or,
the Empire is
so you get
mostly
it,
white
right? I mean,
dudes.
it's clearly the light side is for white people and the dark side is for non-whites. It's very racist.
No,
It's
but
very
they're
obviously
also
racist.
white. I don't. What the fuck? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God.
All right, Miss,
Okay,
go off
so
on him.
this apparently now he's going into like a fucking evangelical Christian bit here.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So he doesn't understand that it's based around Buddhism. This is the type of guy where he thinks that like if you confide in anything that's not Yahweh, that's not our Christian God, it's demons, bro. Like fucking anything else, you're listening to demons and shit, man.
Listen,
Assuming he's being serious.
watch the movie Pocahontas. I mean, Colors of the Wind explains the entire white man opinion from back then, but at the end of the day, it's just not true. You know? So,
This is an amazing video. This is
I mean,
absolutely
popular.
incredible.
I love. Oh, because British and New Zealand people talk good. Like, hey, governor, how you doing today? You know, like apparently.
Apparently, because being a Jedi is popular in the UK and New Zealand, that means the original trilogy sucks.
And by the way, technically, like if the concept and the methods, it's sort of like Bushido. The concepts
Just
you can
do
learn.
fucking Bushido.
Yeah, the concepts you can learn from the Force, they're saying, oh, it's not a real religion. It's like, yeah, but it's based in a real religion, so you don't need to believe that the Sith and the Jedi and the Force exist, but you can believe in, I know many people that prescribe to Mother Nature. And you know what?
Buddy, whatever I believe in is a religion.
Exactly. At the end of the day, if you believe in like you believe in whatever you want, and well, you know what I argue to people? I've had people come up to me, usually like Catholics or Christians, that are like, "Oh, well, believing in Mother Nature isn't as strong as believing in God." And I'm like, "Yeah. When was the last time God caused a hurricane? Pretty sure that was Mother Nature."
Oh, but it's all acts of God.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm like, sure, trust me. Hell had no fury like a woman scorned. That's one of your sayings, not mine. And last time I checked, it was Mother Nature, a woman. So,
Skin, he's making the kind of argument here where it's like, you do fucking incense or whatever, and you may also be schizophrenic. It's because demons. It's because you have demons living inside your
yeah, yeah.
skull.
This reminds me when me and my friends, when the first starter deck for Yu-Gi-Oh came out, the Yu-Gi starter deck, and Summon Skull's description actually made. I actually ended up having 400 Yu-Gi-Oh cards in about 2 days. You want to know what they were? all
What?
Yu-Gi starter decks.
Nice.
Because they weren't mine. I had to hide them at my house because my parents aren't fucking stupid. But because they bought them, didn't realize, and they thought like Summon Skull, like demon, feral imp, demon, that kind of deal, and the descriptions of a fiend that stalks and all this stuff, and an evil archfiend and stuff like that. They were like, no, these are not religious. This is too like dark. It's too demon-esque. So the kids were told to get rid of them. My friends just gave me their starter decks. They come over to my place, then we play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that,
Nice.
that's how
Yeah,
they got away
Sonny,
with
there
it.
are apparently only non-white people can be deformed, or if you're white and become deformed, you're no longer white. Apparently, that's how that works.
Which, by the way,
Although,
the
for the
only
Jedi, we have two white guys because it's the 70s, and then you have a little green dude.
I was about to
For the
say,
Sith, they're
Luke's not
both
even a
deformed white
Jedi.
guys. They're
Luke's
both
not.
white guys, despite the deformations.
Yeah, like okay, so you got one white dude. Technically speaking, like Luke becomes a Jedi by the end, but like let's not even count Luke. You have one white dude and a green puppet.
Yeah.
How is that racist?
Honestly, these fucking criticisms of like casting, he could go. He could make a legitimate criticism of like casting practices in the 70s and 80s where like, oh, not really big on, hiring black people or
Yeah,
just
which
non-white
did
people for
happen. Let's
roles,
be
which
honest.
did
We
happen.
know
You could
that.
do an actual criticism of that, but instead he does this stupid shit.
And it's got nothing to do with the films themselves. That's got to do with
Koji, he's only talking about the original trilogy. Mace Windu didn't exist then.
And actually, if you want to actually point it out, the most iconic film villain of all time, and yeah, I fucking said it, fuck Hannibal Lecter and Norman Bates. Norman Bates is just a mommy's boy. Darth Vader was voiced by a black guy. The most
Yeah.
iconic
What was
film
the problem with the
on-screen
racial
villain
ambiguity,
ever.
my guy? Now the
Like,
racial ambiguity is not a thing. Now it's oh, now I don't fucking understand.
yeah, and they also had like Star Wars was one of the peak like as I said, Hollywood was already a problem, but any opportunity they got they had Billy D. Williams to be Lando Calrissian. They had James Earl Jones do the voice of Darth Vader. They had every film. Like the further you go back, the less you're going to see it. But it doesn't mean that they didn't try. It was just very difficult to get it past the racists in Hollywood in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I'm sorry. Look, there's racists today in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like the fact of the matter is there's so much racism in Hollywood today, and now you're going to go back 50 years. We haven't fixed the problem in 2021. You're going to blame it in the 70s? Really? You're going to blame the 70s for a problem we haven't fixed yet? Like, oh my God. I can't take
This
this.
is amazing. This is an incredible.
Let's
Sun Eater Grom, thank you for telling us to watch this. This is absolutely a piece of art.
yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Let's
That's the word we'll use.
a piece of art, like appreciation only by the viewer, so to speak.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah. All right. Part 7. Let's see.
Obviously racist. In general, if you're running a franchise that's trying to sell toys and also trying to
Oh
make
God.
you relate with and want to be a part of the good guy organization, you want to give them cool equipment. But the fact is that all of the cool equipment is not with the Rebels. They have 3 major fighters. You have the X-Wing, which is basically like a gay F-18 Hornet. And the F-18
Oh,
Hornet
God.
has been a piece of shit. It has a terrible combat record.
Wow.
So making the X-Wing after it was a bad decision. You have the A-Wing, which is a lightweight fighter, which was actually stolen from the Jedi Starfighter in the prequels. And
This has nothing.
Oh,
Creepy outdated
really?
those times, and it
1999
doesn't
stole
really
from
have much of a
83.
role in the
Wonderful
trilogy,
news.
And basically, it was just recycled and made use of later, but it should have had a bigger role in the trilogy. And then you have the Y-wing bomber, which kind of looks like the B-1 bomber, and again, it's probably their only really realistic looking ship. Like I could imagine something in space that kind
Bitch,
of looks
it's
like
a
that.
fucking space opera.
But it doesn't seem to be very useful, and most of the time they're fighting other large ships and not bombing planets. So I'm not sure why the Rebels have bombers, because supposedly they're the good guys. They're not trying to like bomb out civilian planets or
You
whatever.
bomb out
So
enemy
again,
capital shit.
confusing
I
and
mean,
not
this
very well
seems kind
thought
of
out.
easy to understand. I'm pretty sure that
I'm
we
a
literally
very
see them do it. Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
I don't think this one's even worth addressing. This one's just fucking
No,
stupid.
no, no. You know what? I am gonna address it, Miss. I am gonna address it, and here's how I'm gonna address it. You just hold on. Let's not get rid of the window. Let's just do this. Let's just do this for a second. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Now, Misk, if you are watching on stream, you will see I have one of the original X-Wing models right here in front of me. I had it as a
Indeed.
child. It's a very, and actually I did damage it and I had to re-glue the stand and stuff, so I have to hold it very precariously. And I also have the original
Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon. I also have 2 TIE fighters and the thing they fought on Hoth up in there. I forget what model that is. The Rebel ship?
The AT-ATs.
No, not the AT-AT. The what
Oh,
the
the
rebels
snow
use.
speeders.
Is that what they're called? Snow speeders?
Yeah, snow speeders.
Oh, like how they used to they run around the legs and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think those were called snow speeders.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I have them. Very high detailed. Very like my father was big on models back in the day, like long before toys, right? When you only had Barbies and GI Joes, so he loved models. And so when this shit came out in the late '80s, early '90s, he bought these for me when I was 2 or 3, and he said just take good care of them, don't play with them too much. Of course, I played way too much with them, but so detailed, so fantastic. He's insulting this fucking thing. Really? This is one of my favorite ships of all time.
Yeah, it looks cool. I don't get the fucking... People have bad taste.
People have bad
Some
taste.
people have shit taste. What can I say?
Yeah, like what the hell? I'm even wearing my Star Wars retro shirt that my wife bought me. I mean, she doesn't like Star Wars, but she's
Did you wear that specifically for this stream, or was
actually,
that a coincidence?
ironically, I did not, but I just happened to.
Amazing.
Yeah, ironically, no, but it was happy coincidence, and had I thought of it, I would have chosen to wear it for sure. All right, so we're gonna put those back because, yeah, that stand I broke that twice, and even Gorilla Glue with all the weight on it, I'm not taking chances. But yeah, so let's open the window again. There we go. All right, so any other address? This is just a stupid fucking argument.
This one's just another dumb one. This is the one talking about how Mark Hamill looks like a lesbian.
This feels like point number 2. So we're just going to move on to point number 8. Let's see what he's got to say about Cloud City. Now he's going to complain about the black guy in the film. This is going to be good.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be good.
And not very well thought out. I'm a very tolerant man when it comes to watching movies and seeing things that I'm not too thrilled about. But the part that made me want to pull my hair out was Cloud City. First of all, the character of Lando is basically an even more foppish Neil deGrasse Tyson. Foppish to the point.
Was Neil deGrasse Tyson even around back then? It's like a person.
Now,
I'm going to look it up. We're going to keep a list. I'm going to look it up.
Almost no sense. So it's in the clouds. Does that make it a gas giant? I'm not sure. But if it
why
did,
does that?
how would it make sense?
Why does that
gas
matter?
Giants have massive gravitational force, and it would be very uncomfortable. How do you get food in a place like this? Where's the ground? Where's the soil?
You would ship it in, or you would have
trade center,
agricultural centers on
a
Pod.
gas giant, that doesn't make sense because the cost of fuel to take off from the thing would be prohibitive.
Bespin's a fucking fuel planet, buddy. It's all right there.
And again, where the hell is the surface, and why don't they just live on the surface rather than living like?
Because it's a fucking gas giant.
It's a gas.
In the clouds like a bunch of assholes. I mean,
it's a sci-fi movie. The fucking gravitational pull is not a factor unless it specifically is a factor.
Yeah, not a big fan of Cloud City. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, pause it right here. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is another dumb one. So apparently, because Lando kind of looks like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who Neil deGrasse Tyson was in his fucking 20s when this movie came out.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I don't know what the fuck was that.
So, and also, by the way, he was studying from 1991, which means from 8 years after Return of the Jedi. Let's not even talk Empire Strikes Back. From 1929 to 94, he was still in postdoctoral research at Princeton University. He wasn't even, nobody knew who he was in the 90s, let alone the 80s. So it's just not relevant. It's just
The depth of this criticism is amazing because apparently a reason Cloud City is bad is because Lando reminds him of Neil deGrasse Tyson. Any
who
reason other
was
than that?
not
Nope.
relevant. Who was
Nope. No other reason than that. It's just, oh yeah, he's like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And let's remember
Is
that
that it?
Billy D. Williams was born in 1937. He's 20
Yeah,
fucking
Billy
one
D.
years
Williams
older.
is a little bit older than Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, if he reminds you of that, then Neil deGrasse Tyson stole Billy D. Williams' look. You
Yeah.
want to look at it that way. So, no. And the whole gas giant thing. Like, why doesn't this
It's a
fucker go...
fucking sci-fi movie, bitch.
And also
Who the
try
fuck
to...
cares if they live in a gas giant?
try
It's
to
a
walk...
floating city on a planet that produces fucking fuel. That's why they don't have to worry about it. They probably just suck it all up from the atmosphere.
Yes, because the fuel, like, if we could harness the shit on Jupiter, it'd be an endless energy source. That's the point. But you can't walk on Jupiter's surface. You'd fall through it like a cloud and die.
So you need to have a big floating platform. That's
Right.
what Cloud City is.
Which is harnessed by the fact that it's on a gas giant. It's a self-replenishing energy system that keeps the flotation devices working. And they mine it. They mine the amount of energy and stuff. Like, that's the whole thing. They're a mining colony. There is ore to be found like deeper in that like it's sort of like hydrogen gas in the ocean and stuff.
Yeah.
You can actually contain it. It's called mining, and we like to think that's like with a pickaxe in Minecraft. But no. You can still mine.
Oh, it's gas mining.
Right, it's gas mining. That's what Cloud City is. Go figure that Cloud City, a mining colony, would be on a gas planet.
They fucking mine Tabana gas.
Oh my
The
god.
trade center, probably food. Bitch, you can literally set up a fucking farm in there. You can, do these people not know you can have like
Bespin
little.
is huge, okay?
Yeah, it's like probably everyone that lives on the planet lives in Cloud City. So you can, even not in the city, you can just have other platforms around that you have for growing food. You just bring soil, there's sunlight, bring some water. Oh my God, you can fucking grow
And
plants,
you,
and if you can
and
grow
you
plants,
don't
you can have animals. Holy shit.
and you don't think by
Otherwise,
this
you can literally just have people ship food in.
and you don't think by this point, like, remember, like, this reminds me like it's a bit of a comparison, but in Firefly, like, Earth That Was still a thing. But by the time of Star Wars, the rations and the amount of like instant food with all the nutritional value you think you could store on like the Millennium Falcon for, like, let's say you were lost 3 months in space. You think they're gonna starve on the Millennium Falcon? No.
No,
I'm
it's a
a,
freighter.
just because I don't see it, I don't assume that they can't microwave like a year's worth of food.
I
Like,
know this is a really minor thing, but I really liked that in The Force Awakens they actually showed people making food because we didn't really ever get to see that before. Like just the little like instant muffin or whatever. I
yeah,
just thought that
once
was
again,
neat.
we got to see that with Yoda, and we got to see that with
Yeah, Yoda was eating like a granola bar.
yeah, and
He made
stuff.
some weird stew for Luke that
Yeah,
was gross.
I forget what it was. I forget what like TV. I think it was a TV show, not an anime. But there was one where you put like a packet of almost like Dragon Ball with the capsules. You put the packet in, and all of a sudden, boom! You put it in the microwave, and boom! It would become a McDonald's meal. Like, it was a little square packet that you could store in your pouch, and then boom! You had McDonald's. And it was like, I forget what show I watched that on, and I was like, that technology is genius. You don't think Star Wars would have that type of technology? You're crazy.
It would. I
Huh.
mean, we've seen they just have fucking like ration packs. You can just have like it's like astronaut food. It's dehydrated.
Exactly. And then if you have something like a Millennium Falcon with the level of technology, I'm sure they can make it like better, heat it up, do what Luke did. Luke's dinner was probably like semi gourmet. They probably think it's crap, but it looked like a
Nice
breakfast
space
sausage to me.
instant ramen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Jesus.
And Cloud
Oh,
City's a whole fucking city. They could probably just set up shit to grow food there.
exactly. And even if not, you don't think that Lando, after buying a fucking city on a planet, wouldn't have said, hey, you know those trade routes with you guys coming in? Like, how do you think Alaska survives, people?
Bespin is literally like the biggest source of Tabana gas in the galaxy. People are coming there like every day to pick the shit
Yeah.
up. So you can just have people bring food. every other time
seriously,
someone comes there to buy tobacco.
I just want to ask, they're complaining about Star Wars. Like, in our own planet, how do you think Alaska, I know a bunch of Americans and stuff won't understand what it means to be in the Northwest, but Northwest Territories, Yukon, Alaska, Greenland, you think they can grow green beans and bell peppers up there? Or do they get this crazy thing called a shipment once a month that carries a fuck ton of food by plane, by boat, and by train there every fucking month? Maybe that's how
I don't
it
know if you've
works.
noticed this, Griever, but all of the reasons that the original trilogy supposedly sucks is all really trivial shit that doesn't matter at all.
I've noticed he hasn't brought up a single, because Misk, you and I would probably agree that there are some legitimate flaws with the original trilogy. Could we agree on
Yeah,
that? Like,
yeah,
some
I would.
minor ones maybe, but still there are. And I don't believe a single one has yet been to be brought up. Not like one legitimate, actual, good con of the series.
Not really. All of this is logistical shit that he could probably look up on like a Wikipedia thing to understand. Why would this? First of all, these logistical questions are not relevant to the plot, so why would they be explained? And the other stuff is just him like barely related bullshit that doesn't matter at all, and he just is brought up very weirdly as a point for some reason.
The best part is going to be at the last 30 seconds when he Rick rolls me. Because I'll actually be happy that this person actually knows it's a joke. If I get Rick rolled by the end of the video, I'm going to be thrilled. You know.
Let's go. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's see.
City, it's fucking stupid. It seems like there are a lot of fucking people out there who really like to put down the prequels and make fun of their visuals while upholding the visual techniques and technologies of the original trilogy. However, that's really dumb. The stormtroopers don't look realistic. They're bland, colorless, lifeless, and that plastic armor
That's
can't
for a
possibly stop
reason,
anything
because the
or
Empire's
deal with the
evil.
conditions of space or other planets.
Yeah.
I'm
You ever
just
seen a
sorry,
Nazi
it's no
uniform?
good. That is really shitty looking armor. It obviously has no effect. The
Yeah, because
ships
it's
are obviously
mass-produced.
toys. You look at the TIE fighter pictured in this slide. It's clearly not something that exists in real life. It's clearly made out of plastic, and it's something
Laser
that
guns
a child
look
would
unrealistic.
It's a fucking spaceship
laser
from a
weapons
sci-fi
look
movie.
really
No shit, it
unrealistic.
doesn't exist in real life.
Lasers don't fire the way a real laser would fire.
Laser guns look
They're too
unrealistic.
contained in little
It's
template
fucking
things,
sci-fi.
and it just doesn't make any sense. And also, the sound effects for them are terrible. We'll talk about that more in a minute. The Imperial Walkers don't make sense as weapons.
Okay, they
legs
are
like that
impractical,
obviously
yes. That is
vulnerable
one of the
to
first few
slow,
legitimate criticisms,
so
but that has
maybe
nothing to
something
do with
dumb
the
you
original
expect, like
trilogy being
tanks or
bad.
something like they have in the prequels.
But they're
Because
not really
again, that makes
impractical.
more
We'll talk
sense.
about that.
C-3PO, if he's the most advanced artificial intelligence they have, then they
Which
truly
he's
have made
not.
an advancement
Wait.
in AI. That's fucking pathetic. C-3PO is the most annoying character in the Star Wars universe, and I would venture to say in almost all of fiction, period.
Mm-hmm.
If I could eliminate one character from the Star Wars universe, it'd be C-3PO. He is 10 times worse than Jar Jar Binks. I don't give a fuck what
Really?
anybody says.
Wow.
He's that much worse.
No, he's not.
And by and large, the sound effects on this thing could have been done easily on an NES, Nintendo Entertainment
Bitch,
System.
it was.
from
They
1980s.
made it in the
There's nothing-
70s.
Oh, wow.
In the 70s.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow. Okay, I just need to say the sound effects thing because THX Dolby was
Yeah.
invented by George Lucas. He made all the sound that we appreciate today in cinema based on the THX company. 5.1 didn't exist before Star Wars. Just remember that, people. He set the groundwork for not only graphics, but sound. I'm not having that shit. Fuck that. That's just
incredible.
C-3PO
So
is worth
going
it.
down the list,
Okay, Miss, you
the
go. I'm too angry.
stormtroopers. What the fuck do you mean they don't look futuristic? The criticisms about their armor, yeah, because the armor is mass produced and stormtroopers are fodder. They are like in universe for the most part. Regular stormtroopers are literally fodder soldiers. The ships are toys. No shit. They used miniatures.
Which
And also,
look a
like,
hell
oh,
of a lot
this
better than
obviously
most
doesn't exist in real
CGI.
life. Oh, the argument. Oh, this obviously doesn't exist in real life. Really?
Wow.
Really now?
So, in a
I never
galaxy
would
a
have known
long
that.
time ago, far, far away, didn't clue you in that it doesn't exist. Wow. I can't wait to
Oh.
tell Frodo that hobbits don't exist, man.
Laser guns look unrealistic. They're laser guns. Laser guns aren't real, you
How did they,
stupid prick.
how did they look unrealistic? Like, no, seriously, I'm serious. How did they look unrealistic, though? That's what I assume a laser gun would look like. Looked like a machine gun to me. The Stormtrooper's rifle looks like a futuristic rifle. How is it unrealistic looking? I don't understand.
How are the Imperial walkers how are they practical? Because I mean, like, I
Well,
like AT-ATs.
I'll
They're
tell you.
cool, but the fact that you
See,
can wrap their legs up is like a
yeah, we
major design flaw.
well, all right, yes, that is a major design flaw. I will give you that. But once again, that doesn't make them impractical. What I'm saying, I mean, the thing is that we didn't see, like, when you get them there, you drop them off, you launch them out, sort of idea. It's just like, is it the best design for a machine? No, but I mean, how many? I mean, think about the amount of phones Samsung or Android and Apple have fucking been mass producing for decades, and how many designs actually weren't that great? How many computers did Microsoft make that really weren't that fucking great? Sometimes you have a bit of a dud. You still try to use it, but when the new model comes along, you sort of scrap it, right? They tried
Right.
it. They probably, like, maybe that was the first time. Like, once again, you're talking fighting the Rebel Alliance. At this point, there's probably a new design. They were trying it out. Then they realized the design flaw. Oh, shit, we lost the battle. Like, militaries learn from their defeats more so than from their victories. So if we realize, holy shit, they're doing guerrilla, like, look at Vietnam. What a disaster. Superior firepower meant shit in guerrilla warfare, right? So
Right.
it's just one of those things where I don't think the Imperial Walkers were necessarily impractical, so I won't give them that point. I just won't, because we see that every day with technology in our world, like year by year, by separate companies. Some of them are just going to be duds. They're not, or they're going to realize the flaws 6 months in and go, yeah, that wasn't such a great idea. So they realize it. And the C3PO, please, miss, tell me how C3PO is worse than Jar Jar. I'm waiting.
He's not.
He's
He's
really
not.
not. And I
You
don't
can
actually mind.
watch.
I
You
don't.
can watch Phantom Menace, and you can see why.
You know what's funny? I never actually minded Jar Jar. I don't like him, but he never bothered me the way the Star Wars community fucking hates him. He never, like, I was like, no, he's not a good character. He's a gag character. He's sort of annoying, but like, I can go through his scenes. Like, I don't like fast forward through Phantom Menace because it's Jar Jar on the screen. I'm just
For
like,
me, it's just kind of like, this is kind of cringe, really trying hard slapstick humor stuff. It's not good.
yeah. But by that logic, I'd have to fast forward through the entirety of Last Jedi. So,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, no, like C3PO, the fact that he said he's supposed to be the highest AI, no.
No,
Anakin,
no. When
no,
was that ever stated?
he built a protocol droid like
It's a
every other
fucking protocol
protocol.
droid.
Yeah, he's another protocol droid, and actually, I find him having such a great personality. His relationship with R2D2 is actually some of the funniest bits in Star Wars. Like you were just saying, like Jar Jar slapstick comedy that didn't set. I think the R2D2 C3PO slapstick did work. I thought it was like a little campy, maybe a little slapstick, but I think it works. Their relationship is actually funny. It's fun to watch, So, C3PO always worrying about R2 when meanwhile C3PO is the worry wart. Like, you always have that worry wart character. Like, I don't know. I don't have a problem. Anything else on this topic, Misc?
Oh no, let's just keep going so we can get this over with.
We got 3 minutes left. Let's do
Thing
it.
that this movie does that the NES couldn't have done and done better.
The
Period.
NES came out after,
At
right?
this point, some of you out
Yep.
there
Oh,
who are
yeah!
defending the honor
Oh,
of George
yeah!
Lucas's original trilogy might just say, but Remarkable Republican, you're being picky. You're making fun of a movie from the 70s and not giving it credit for what it was.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
that might all be true except for this.
it is.
It's an epic. It's supposed to be good versus evil, and it totally fails at that because, in fact, the good guys, the rebels, are evil.
Oh,
Did they
Admiral
blow up a
Akbar,
planet?
the bad guy. I mean, he is the bad guy, but the guy who's supposed to be the rebel admiral or whatever you call it, he is named after an Indian conqueror from the Middle Ages who killed millions of his own people to take over India. So,
Really?
not exactly a good guy. The
Well,
rebels,
he just
when they
named
move into
after,
places,
but
force
that's actually
neutrals
kind of
to
a
fight,
neat thing I didn't
or they
know.
force loyal subjects to take up arms and get destroyed by the Death Star. They're clearly the aggressor in the conflict. They are not the victims here. They are the ones starting battles and taking over planets and generally on the offensive against the Empire. They're deeply anti-commerce, so they're hurting.
They're
local people,
anti-commerce.
They're hurting law-abiding citizens. Like Han
Think
Solo
of the
joined their
economy.
cause. He's one of
Think
their
what they'll do to
good
the
guys.
economy, Griever.
And there's a reason.
Oh,
It's
I know.
because the dude is a space pirate.
Hello.
That's what the rebels
Hello.
are. They're a coalition of criminals fighting against law and order.
Oh boy.
They're politically
We're a
correct.
little
You
far
see the
into it,
different
but I
races
think you're
they
going to
join
catch the
together,
last few
and
good
that seems to be
things.
their only real agenda, so far as I can tell, because they have no real cause. What is it that the Empire does specifically that's angering them? Is it the fact that they have some sort of magic man running the Empire? I doubt
Was
it.
it the
Is it
planet
because they're
exploding? Was it
stormtroopers?
the
I don't
slavery?
know. Does that have something to do with taxes? Well, we're not told
Well.
that. We don't know if
Okay,
the
Griever,
Empire is
pause it here.
taxing tyrannically.
Okay, I'm pausing it.
All right. Hello, Lord
Okay.
Arian. How are you? You're a little late, but we still
Fine.
have a few points to get to, I think. This may be the last one, I don't know.
I was drunk today.
Excellent. The
I,
best
you
way
know
to
what?
spend the
I
day.
don't blame you. Man after my own heart. Let's fucking go.
Well, the problem is it was white Bacardi, so.
Oh, come on. Drink a better rum. Fuck.
Well, it's what I had available.
Fair enough. I mean, I would drink
I
battery
wish I
acid
had
if I
some.
had nothing, so.
That's what it tasted like. But as for let's see. Why do we not like the Empire? Well, okay, they do maintain order. That is a thing they do that is technically positive. However, some of their methods may not be that good. For example, maybe something like the fucking Alderaan event happened before.
Yeah.
Or the slavery. I mean, you don't really get the slavery stuff much in the
Well,
movies, but like
technically.
the first major thing we see the Empire do is blow a fucking planet up.
And
Yeah.
I want to just
Al-
really quickly
also-
go on the
also-
Admiral Akbar part because Miss said that's an interesting fact. I just looked it up. Akbar completely spelt different is
Yeah.
yes, it sounds like it. It sounds like it, but it's not spelt that way. So I mean, look at all the names George Lucas invented in the first fucking 10 years of Star Wars. Trust me, some of them are going to look like fucking Hindu names. Some of them are going to look like Pakistan names, all right? They're going to sound the same. It has zero to do with some general from Tahiti. It's got nothing to do with that. So I just wanted to clarify that because I looked it up and I said, is Akbar based on anybody? No, it's actually like Ak, like A-K, and then a bar being like B with the dots over the A-A-R.
Yeah. He just took a Russian gun and an American gun, slammed it together, and called a fish that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely not. But anyway, continue.
Forcing neutrals to fight, that's just, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Ewoks would not have been treated
I
well.
mean, Well, okay. So something else that's kind of typically glazed over. Oh, the Empire was looking for someone named Luke. Or maybe Obi-Wan. Either way, hey, they checked out an area. They couldn't get answers. They burned everyone alive.
Oh, right, that did happen.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
And
Yes,
I mean,
that was very early on.
If this guy here's the deal, like I was willing to forgive, like, okay, we're not basing this on comics, books, prequels, sequels, The Mandalorian, anything like that.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, everything I plan to say is purely OT.
yeah, exactly. So
Because
it,
if
but
you want
the thing
to-
is our arguments can actually be based on that because he pulls things outside sources.
Yeah.
He pulls from the outside.
Well,
So, for example, when you
well,
just
let
said
me play
about the
this
fire
for you.
thing, all I was thinking was Bill Burr in The Mandalorian, being like Operation Sundown or whatever, where they burned an entire planet. And it was like,
yeah, it's feasible that something akin to Alderaan happened or several small-scale genocides. For example, if I wanted to be an absolute cunt and use retconned material, aka the prequels, oh hey, the enslavement of the Wookiees.
Yeah.
which we know is a fact because that's how they built the Death Star.
Oh hey, the genocide of the Jedi Temple, which, by the way, in the novelization of Revenge of the Sith, yeah, you know the, I forget his fucking name, fucking Leia's adoptive daddy, that senator. Yeah, they try blow it. Yeah, they try blowing his brains out when he visits the temple.
Yeah.
But he managed to hide behind his car and then sneak into it and fly the fuck off.
Yeah. I
It's like,
believe
why
his
are
name
you
is
here?
Barris.
Wait, where are the
Barris
Jedi?
Oh,
Offee.
Bail Organa.
Bail Organa. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Bail.
So the forcing neutrals to fight. The Ewoks were not neutrals. The aggressors in the conflict. Really.
I mean, you can argue there was problems in the Republic, like Misc, you pointed out slavery, for example, right? I'm sure in remote places there was still slavery. Like, look at Padme in Episode 1. She's like, I can't believe there's still slavery in the galaxy. There's anti-slavery laws. The Republic doesn't exist out here, dear. And it's like, okay, so there is still problems.
The Outer Rim is run by the Hutts and whoever else.
Right, but that's all fine. But the point is that we were trying to like establish just a bit of an equilibrium here. But at the end of the day, the aggressors in the conflict, literally.
I feel like I get the impression I said earlier, based on some of the evangelical Christian stuff, that this guy is definitely a chud.
Mm-hmm.
I get the impression, if this is shit he actually believes, he's the type of guy where it's like, oh my god, this guy threw a rock at my car, I'm going to blow his fucking brains out.
Yeah.
And I'm justified in doing so.
Misc. You violated my nap. McNukes.
Your son violated my NAP by stepping foot on my yard, so my fully automated 50 cal fucking liquefied him. I expect you to clean it up.
It's all those horror stories we hear in America that like people are like, oh, like
therefore I nuke you.
Like I remember thankfully not my aunt, because I'd probably blast her myself, but there was a friend of my aunt's who she would sometimes take she would take like orange juice that was bought for the company fridge like every day, and she would take it, and I mean she would take it, and it's sort of like you buy a 2-for bottled water, you put it in the company fridge and people take the water, right? Is it right? Necessarily no, but whatever and stuff. So one day, apparently an employee, thankfully they caught her before it happened, and she never got fired, and blah, 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 and it was handled in the house, and I'm like, she should be in jail. She poisoned the orange juice with rat poison.
Oh my god.
Because she was mad that the person was taking orange juice and not paying for it. And I was like, why isn't that woman in jail again? Like that would have been murder. That would have been first degree, premeditated murder.
No. Hold on. What business was this again that they were working for? Was it like a food store or anything?
No, it's like they were working at a nurse's station, a hospital or something. They work 12-hour shifts. Sometimes people just buy donuts or they buy.
Oh, that's why they didn't want to have a fucking public scandal. They're being fucking poison thrown around.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be a really bad look.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Like the fucking optics of, oh yeah, there's just people are just putting rat poison in food.
Yeah, exactly. But
Fucking
the
what?
point is that we're talking about the aggressor and the conflict when it comes to the original trilogy, and I just don't buy it because like that meme with Palpatine playing against himself, right, in chess. That's basically what it was. He aggressed his own government. That'd be like Canada or America or whatever country you guys live in. That'd be like them starting a war with themselves. And like America starts a civil war, which nearly happened. They start a civil war based on the fact that how are the rebels
you don't
the
bring
aggressors?
the 1860s into this, you little shit. How dare you say something logical about America?
Oh, I'm gonna say,
The
trust me,
audacity.
I gotta. Listen, I'm a British Canadian. How much ammo do you think I have against America?
Okay, stop. I was willing to consider you people until you said British Canadian.
Oh,
Oh wow. Oh, I'm
British.
sorry. I'm sorry. Do I spell words properly using a U? Do I pour T correctly? What do I do that offends you
we're
so
about to
much?
provoke a race war.
Oh
in the
yeah.
DC.
But
First of all,
no. Miss has the floor. Miss has the floor, and he's going to move on to the anti-commerce part of it.
Oh my God! Think of the economy. What will this do to the economy, Griever?
hold on, Miss.
economy.
Hold on. I actually like using U's when I write color because I don't know, I just think it looks better. I drank
It
my
does,
tea
yeah.
hot, but fucking Canadian, which is fucking off-brand French.
Wouldn't that be more Quebec?
Except for the rest of the country. Yeah. You're right. Except no. So we don't speak French in my province, bud.
It's also just Canada.
Anti-commerce. 10 fucking quadrillion credits were lost with the destruction of the Death Star. That was one of the few ones where I'm like, oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, think about it. They built 2 Death Stars. I mean, original trilogy, and let's assume that cost money, and let's assume that they're both blown up, which happened. How much?
I'm pretty sure someone did the math. Destroying the Death Star would cause a fucking galactic recession.
Yes, it would, and they built a second one.
And then they blew that one up too.
Well, hold on. They had to start on the second one immediately because that was their gambit to keep people in line. Oh shit, we just lost. Oh fuck, a revolt's about to happen.
Well, no, but still, the fact of the matter is that they caused that problem, and then you get into politically correct. How?
How are they politically correct? I kind of missed that, but it's very hilarious and telling to me that the politically correct is apparently a factor in someone being evil.
Yeah, and that's
well, I mean, you talking about the Empire being politically
no, he's talking about the rebels. The rebels against the Empire, and he's saying that the rebels are evil and the Empire was politically correct. And now the problem with that is that when you go into political correctness, it's sort of like, okay, yeah, I don't agree with like the way like Me Too and everything has gone too far with political correctness. Like you have to censor yourself for everything, sort of like that Family Guy episode. Everything got to be censored with a black bar. But at the same time, like politically correct, like what? Like, do politics have something to do with it? Technically, sure. I mean, just I could say
anti-imperialism. I guess it's a little political.
I could say a 5-letter word that would solve all this problem, but I don't think I should say it because there's probably Americans in here who wouldn't like the fact that they were about to hire Hitler 2.0. Okay, so let's go. Criminal organization, which.
Guys, I guess they're technically a criminal organization because they're rebelling against the government.
Yes,
but then, every group that rebels against the government is a criminal organization.
But by that logic, the people fighting in not the world powers, but back in World War II, right? the anti-Nazi groups in Germany would technically be considered a criminal organization.
Indeed, they would be.
They were not affiliated with Stalin, with Roosevelt, or Churchill, but they would be considered a criminal organization against state.
Yeah.
They were a terrorist group against state. But were they really? I mean, yes, but no.
Yes. Legally, yes. Morally, has nothing to do with it.
Right. The criminal, the idea of being a criminal organization. But if all of us, if tomorrow, for example, let's just say that a certain 5-letter word of an American president all of a sudden decided to become Emperor Palpatine, and we all rebelled against him, technically we would be a criminal organization. And I think I'd still feel good about that. So I don't really, you know what I mean? Like it.
Do you mean Sleepy Joe?
What's that?
Do you mean Sleepy Joe?
Absolutely.
It's up to interpret. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Joseph R. Biden. Yeah, that's the one he's talking about. That's the one.
Yeah. I'm definitely not talking about the worst president you guys ever had 4 years ago.
Oh well. Okay. First of all, worst president. There's huge debate. Like
we do have some pretty fucking awful ones.
You do.
Fair. Yeah. No. Trump is not the fucking. No. Trump is. Okay. No matter what you think about
it's
Trump,
the
Trump
Antichrist. We're moving on. No
cause. Let's settle this here. Trump bad. There we go. I think we've settled that argument. We've summed up that argument there.
Yeah. So, Misc, no cause. Now, I think I missed this point. What does he mean by no cause?
I don't even know if he really went in depth for it. I feel like, hey, we want to free the galaxy from the evil fucking planet-destroying empire is a cause in itself.
Yeah, like, I feel like they're fighting for the... Remember, we talked about this at the beginning of the stream, Misc, where it was sort of like, and in A New Hope, Grand Moff Tarkin comes into the meeting with Darth Vader and goes, they just got rid of the last of democracy. It's officially
we're going full-blown authoritarian state now, bitch.
And now what the rebels are fighting for is to reinstate democracy. Now, once again, one of the best things that I will say, one of the best things that my English teacher from grade 11 and 12 ever told me was democracy is a horrible way to run a country, but it's the best system we have.
Yep.
We don't have a better alternative yet. He goes, because he pointed out, like, he was the one who made us read Animal Farm and watch the Stalin stuff, and he goes, listen, and he would always say, communism works on paper. Like, don't let yourself be fooled. Communism, when it's written on paper, it sounds great in theory. In practice, does not work. That's a flaw with the problem. And he went through all the authoritarianism, socialism, capitalism. He went through all the systems, and he just basically went, at the end of the day, the best system we have right now is a democracy. I hope, and he was like 68 when he taught me, and he goes, I hope and I pray that somebody in this classroom will come up with a better system than democracy. And I was like, this dude is a Chad. This dude knows what he's talking about, because, like, everybody's got their problems, but, you know, this is the best we can do. So the whole no cause thing, I'm like, no. No,
not really.
Okay. So the simple and easy way to instantly destroy that is the rebel leaders are all former senators.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple what they're after.
I mean, true.
You don't need a fucking 5,000 IQ political philosophy to figure it the fuck out.
Is there another point after this? No, there isn't. Holy shit. Okay, we're going.
So he wasn't finished with this point. So
let's let him finish it, and we'll see what he has to say.
Yeah, let's finish.
Does this have something to do with taxes? Well, we're not told that. We don't know if the Empire's taxing them tyrannically, but it would be kind of hard to tax a bunch of independent planets out in space. So, I don't know. Okay. You just got to think about it. What is it the rebels fight for, and how exactly are they the good guys? How are they not the bad guys? They're the fucking aggressors. Anyway, this has been Remarkable Republican, bringing you the truth with a truth flavored.
Oh, there we go. That was his shit.
Draw some fucking Remarkable to fight me,
oh, that's
okay.
That's fucking idiot.
No,
oh wait, you recognize? Oh wait, yeah. Were you the one who recognized the video we were watching?
No, he's been covered on EFAP before.
Yeah, was it this video or was it a different video?
It was the Lucas
I
Queer.
accidentally won the wrong VC.
Well, I'm gonna say right now that just to fuel the flames a little bit, I'm like, no wonder he calls himself Republican.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I was on my stream, I'm like, I'm not gonna try and get political here, but I have a
But
feeling the direction we're
he
going in
didn't
based
call
on
himself
him.
remarkable Democrat or liberal. No, he didn't.
Not remarkable independent.
No, he called himself
I
Republican.
mean,
Here's the thing. If he chose any of those, it would be just as cringe.
It would be pretty cringe, yeah. It is kind of cringe when you're like, oh, I'm a very epic political party member.
You know what I hate?
I'm going to do this video talking about why Yakuza characters are actually secretly homosexual.
Yeah,
yeah.
one of the biggest things I hate about usually. See, YouTube is basically now. Maybe some of you guys don't know this, but like CB radios back in the day in cars, we used to have them, and it was a thing.
Back in my day.
Yeah, backing down, me, rolling and the trucking.
Okay.
We used to have handles, and the thing is, and then YouTube community came along, and sort of that has become the new handle. We don't use radios in the car anymore to talk to each other. We use YouTube, and everybody's got like, I'm Griever. There's Lord. I don't know how to say that. Lord Aronian.
Lord Orion?
Arian.
Yeah.
Arian.
Yeah, and Misc, right? I'm assuming, now I could be wrong, but I'm assuming none of these are our real names, but there are.
Correct.
They
I do
are-
have a real life name.
Really? I didn't buy that. But we have handles.
I do believe I am not a mid-tier noble.
No. I mean, well, you're a high tier noble, right? So I mean, clearly, right? So, but yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like nowadays we get all these. Nowadays we have these handles and stuff, and it's just sort of like it's sort of evolved into the handle situation, and I feel like who the fuck would literally put their basically hang their balls out, so to speak, like who would call themselves I hate Trump 2021, or who would call I hate Biden 2021, or I don't know, Black Lives Don't Matter 2021. Like, who would call themselves these handles? Like, especially in this day and age, right? Like,
I mean the question is, am I running a shitpost burner account?
True. That is the title for a shitpost burner account. I'm not
Yes.
sure if this is that because this dude has gone onto other people's streams to argue his points.
Oh
So
yeah,
either he's
no,
really,
no.
really dedicated to the bit, or he's actually deranged.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Reparkable Republican, yes, is fucking. I know he's not on a bit because he's dumb.
Yeah, and there's always gonna the thing is, there's always gonna be somebody, like, as I've said multiple times, and Misc is gonna be bored by this little tangent, but at the end of the day, there's a difference between liking something and appreciating something, and at the end of the day, you don't have to love the Mona Lisa, but it's a fucking fantastic painting. You don't need to hang it in your house, but at the same time, don't insult the fucking thing. And it's the same with Star Wars, the same with Lord of the Rings, the same with any grand thing that ever.
You know the Mona Lisa is
It's unfinished.
Really?
Technically, it is. Yes, that is an actual
Okay,
fact.
so let me give you the lowdown on femboy lover Da Vinci. That's enough.
Oh,
that's
before
enough.
we get into that, Sonny Grom asked, how would we rate the video out of 10? Obviously, an 11 out of 10 video. What do you think, Griever?
Remarkable Republican out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a. How low can I go? How low can I go? How low
A
can I
1,
go? How
a
low
2.
can I go? How low can I go? No, that's about as low as I can go. I think that's about half the screen, so I give it about a 4 or 5.
okay.
So
Because that's as low as I can go in the chair.
Nice.
I can't remember which Duke it was, but essentially, Da Vinci got commissioned to paint his wife. which later became the Mona Lisa. However, while painting it, he fell in love with it, so he kept doing little changes to it so he could say it was unfinished or he wasn't done yet, and carried it with pretty much everywhere he went for the next 13 years until he died.
Da Vinci sounds like a fucking Chad.
Also, Da Vinci never had any female lovers and was only interested in fucking twinks, which he would hire as assistants.
Nice.
I mean, you like what you like. It's sort of like that KD commercial. You are what you eat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to judge. See, here's at the end of the day. On this channel, at the very least, I don't judge anybody what they do behind closed doors. That's up to them. If you're not hurting anybody else, you're not hurting animals. Animals especially. Fuck people. But animals, no. But you do anything behind closed doors and both people walk out there without a limp, all right. That's you. I don't need to know about it. Doesn't really affect my personal life. So that's the way I look at it.
Skin asked, what's
you-
your guys'
well,
worst and
well,
favorite
well,
points? I feel like they're both
well,
the same.
Well,
Which one did I
well,
think was
well.
really funny?
Yeah.
Great. What people do behind closed doors does affect your personal life if you work in the porn industry.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Well, aren't you clever?
yeah, all you're trying. Hey,
Oh, yeah,
hey, I was saying
I'm
something
fucking-
profound, and now you're trying to
fucking-
perversion it. I get it. Like, yeah.
I got
That fucking Aoi Toto 530k IQ.
Yeah, apparently you do. But yeah,
My favorite part had to be the Darth Vader part, probably.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah, I was
what-
gonna
what-
pick that one, but I think I'm gonna go with the Alec Guinness is too old to play the old mentor
yeah.
character. Because that's literally,
He's literally the old mentor character.
yeah, like it's literally written old mentor character. We hired an old dude to play him, and it's wrong. Like
Oh yeah.
so,
Yeah, he's
So
too old based on the original trilogy.
yeah.
Okay.
so guy.
You want to know a fun fact about New Hope?
Sure.
In the original cut, Obi-Wan lived.
Really?
Yeah, and like there was one other major change, but essentially they finished the movie and they're like, this has got no fucking soul, and then Lucas's wife like made some suggestions like, well, let's kill the mentor.
I haven't heard that one before. I did hear that they changed a number of things from A New Hope, from the original draft of New Hope in 1974 to 1977, which is what we saw. But that was not one of the ones I heard. Actually, Koji said, Griever, if you were drunk in a stream and reacted to this, I've never been drunk in a stream. What are you talking about? What would your reaction be?
Good question. Would you be more enraged or more amused? Do you think? Is
You
there
know
any
what?
other video on this channel I would watch? Probably not, because I
I'll
don't
tell you-
care
I-
about most of the
I-
other shit he has to talk about.
I'll tell you what it would be. It would depend on the alcohol.
Really?
Because if it was rum
No.
or whiskey, I would probably start throwing things. If it was
No.
if it was just beer or wine or something like low ball in here, regardless how many I've had, which right now I'm looking at 5 beer cans and only, oh my god, I gotta get more beer. But if it was that, no, I would probably end up laughing and saying how fucking stupid this guy is. I'd probably still have like a hint of anger around certain points like I've had in this stream, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't be anything substantial. Like if I was to watch this video first time, and I was halfway to Drunk Town, right? I had a good buzz on, and it was all on rum, and I started watching this video. I'd probably be anger fueled. This would be like gaslighting me. This would gaslight me. I'd just be like, you fucking piece of shit. You fuck. Especially when he started going, like, the Mark Hamill lesbian stuff, I was like, I was already gaslighted. And then Carrie Fisher can't act. And
Oh, yeah, I have seen this video.
then he goes on,
I have seen
Alec
this.
Guinness is too, like, the wrong casting. I'm like, once again, Alec Guinness can play a 2-year-old to a 200-year-old, and he's still a better actor than anybody else. Don't fucking tell me that Alec Guinness can't fucking... I don't give a fuck, and I would probably lose my shit. At that point, that's probably the point that Koji's looking for. At the Obi-Wan point is when I would literally lose my shit for the rest of the video. So.
Yeah, I have actually seen this video. EFAB covered it.
Sun Eater actually asked, is there any other video on this channel you guys would watch? I guess we can... I guess I'll take a look.
You could take a look. I'm not particularly interested in any, and I am going to step away for a minute to get something to eat.
Hey, you go right ahead, my friend. You go right ahead.
Oh yeah, he's got some real interesting ones.
Yeah, let's see. Nothing that's gonna make me... character arcs, nah, I don't really care. World War II generals, Clinton sex scandals. Oh my god, how is that only a year ago? We knew about that back in 1990. Jesus.
Well, I mean, like, Count Dankula made a Killdozer video like 2 or 3 years ago.
Once again, who the fuck is making videos like that? What a bore.
I mean, not really. Freaking old stuff is not the easiest to find information on.
I mean, but like, who the fuck cares? He's not president anymore. Who cares? Like, do I really care if Sarah Palin right now? Like, do I care if fucking Sarah Palin goes out and fucks 7 black guys in a gangbang porn video? I don't care.
Okay.
Griever. In that case, who cares what Trump did? He's not president anymore.
No, I don't care anymore. I cared what he did for the last 4 years and completely destroyed relationships with every other country. I cared at the time. I don't care anymore.
But point is, it's more just, for learning.
I mean, yeah, and I'll learn on a history documentary, but I won't learn on some biased guy, YouTube channel.
Well, it's not inherently biased. You could, here's the thing. If you're going to say...
Look, we just watched a 50-minute video where he was blatantly wrong. So I would consider his entire channel biased based on that fact.
No. You're not gonna equate a fucking idiot to everyone.
No, but what I'm saying is that what he asked was, he said, are we gonna watch another video on this channel? And I said, well, probably not, because this guy's an biased idiot, because based on the one video I watched. Now, granted, maybe that's not fair. Maybe it's not. Fair enough. But at the same time, I've gotten the same comments. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years, and I've gotten similar comments on my videos being like, you just lost a subscriber because of this one video. And I'm like, all right. Well, I mean, you should probably try a few more videos. But, I mean, I'm not going to stop anybody who wants to leave, because that's their right. That's the point. But, like for example, this guy has a video... True History, the War of the Northern Aggression. Now, how can I believe anything this guy fucking says without fact-checking at this point after watching that Star Wars video? He didn't fact-check a single fucking thing in that 15-minute Star Wars video. So now, True History, the War of Northern Aggression, I better go buy the book. And I better go read up on what the Northern Aggression was and the actual history behind it before I watch this video. How can I trust anything he says? Drama in Minnesota, Zodiac killer revealed. All these things. Now I have to look up the actual facts and people from legitimate sources before I can watch a single video, because if I wanted to learn anything, I can't learn it from this channel. And
okay, but what I was talking about is we were talking about channels in general, because, YouTube channels can be just as biased as documentaries. Look at the Michael Jackson documentary.
Absolutely. They can be. But that's up to you though. That's up to every single viewer. If I say something that's wrong, my viewers can either point it out or just watch and accept it.
Or they can just call you gay, Lamau.
Well, yeah, they can do that too. Which once in a while I get that too, but then I go, I'm married, so I mean. And then actually one time I actually had an argument comment on that, and they said just because you're married doesn't mean you're not gay, and I'm like, well, are you free tonight then?
Well, I mean, that's technically true.
I mean, it's technically true, but I think I beat them with the whole, well, then are you free tonight? You know. So I mean,
I'm free tonight.
well, there we go. There we go. See, apparently, we're all gay a little bit here. But yeah, no, like what I'm trying to say is that I just don't like when people, if you're gonna make an opinionated video, you started to be fair to this one, the one thing I'll give to this remarkable Republican is that he didn't clickbait the video. He didn't title it Star Wars Original Trilogy Review. He titled it The Original Trilogy Sucks. And then he went into it. I think every single point he made was wrong, but at least he was honest about the title, what the video was about.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, that is one positive thing about the retard. He does not clickbait.
No, he's not clickbaiting the goddamn thing, which is very impressive, I find. I find that because a lot of people, even high-level YouTubers, which I understand why they do it. I've seen a lot of their Twitch streams and YouTube streams and stuff, and they're just basically like, listen, guys, this is my day job. It's revenue. I need to make, like, the most red arrow pointing thumbnail just to get some fucking, you know. So I get it, but either way, it does suck. Yeah. Sun Eater here says, did you guys miss his reason why he thinks 3PO is the worst character in Star Wars? It's an Obi-Wan's point.
Oh yeah, he's fucking yeah. 3PO's gay.
Oh, he's the gay. Yeah. I skipped over that because
yeah, he's a gay sissy robot.
Yeah, I skipped over that. I don't even remember it, but I probably skipped over that because it's so fucking stupid that it doesn't matter.
Wait. You mean you don't agree that 3PO's a gay sissy robot? What are you talking about, bro? You fucking idiot. Fucking stupid.
I guess. But I mean, like, no. Like, at the end of the day, like who cares? Like, there's such a thing as a flamboyant character. Fuck's sakes. Like, god damn it.
3PO isn't even flamboyant. He's just British.
Yeah, which once again, you either have the suave British badass of James Bond, or you have the sissy sort of, oh, hello, I'm from the British Club. How are you doing today? Oh my God, would you like some crumpets and tea? So you have the two stereotypes, right, that you have to work with, and C-3PO is the latter of that, and that's fine. Skin actually here says, would you or Griever ever do a collab with this guy? Fucking no. No, because I'd probably kill him.
I mean, fucking just get... No. Here, no. Just get drunk and talk bullshit.
I mean, I could probably bullshit him into getting angry, maybe, but either way, yeah, no, probably not. Caden said, fun fact, George Lucas didn't think that the actor for Vader's voice was intimidating enough. That's why he got James Earl Jones to do the voice of Vader. I have heard that before, and that's the reason that James Earl Jones is the voice of Vader, because he's the most goddamn cinematic villain of all time. It's amazing. Sun Eater says, if he did a Kengan video, what would be his points? That's for Misc to answer when he gets back, because he's eating right now.
Well, I could Well, if we're talking about remarkable Republican making a Kengan video, I could probably come up with some.
Well, then you answer, since I know nothing about Kengan, you answer that. I'll grab an extra beer, and you keep this thing alive, my man.
Okay, so basically, in the delicious, good old Kengan manly man fights, we have lots of grappling. That's obviously sexual. I mean, look how hot and sweaty they get beating each other. It's obviously repressed homosexuality. Come on, man. I mean, look at the ballerina. I mean, sure, his entire fighting style is based around making use of physics, but really, he's just gay. Let's see. He fucking Mutabo. He just probably call him the Requise meme. But then again, he kind of is. Uh, well, I got nothing. Let's see.
Hello.
Hello.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, here's my new question posed to you. What are your top 3 favorite Star Wars films and your top 3 favorite Star Wars characters? No particular order needed, but just what do you say?
Oh, favorite Star Wars films? Fucking OT.
All 3?
Yeah. I mean, they're
Okay.
the best.
Okay.
Literally the best.
All right. All right.
Let's see. Well, hold on. Actually, Revenge of the Sith is pretty fucking mean. That's a pretty creamy meme. Okay, I'm gonna have to say fucking New Hope, Empire, and Revenge of the Sith, because that's a pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's see, 3 favorites. Vader, Luke, probably Han.
Good choices. Good choices. As far as I go Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, and Empire Strikes Back for my 3. And then for characters, I go, like, once again, no particular order, but I go Luke, Yoda, and Qui-Gon. Vader, it was very close to beating out one of them. I was very close to pick Vader. Because I love Vader. Vader's so cool.
He is.
And I mean, but the thing is, the problem with like top 5 or top 10 lists or top 3 lists or whatever is that it wants you to pick from such an amazing like cast of characters. You know what I mean? And it's like it's easy.
Okay,
Actually, hold on. I'm gonna have to change out one of my favorite characters, because I have to pick B. Arthur in the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Really?
Yeah. No. I was just referencing the fact that a freaking Golden Girl is in Star Wars.
I mean, which is kind of cool though. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, she was the waitress in the cantina.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, she was. I did know that. And I mean, that's like.
Have you ever had Yoda's Incredible Herb Stew? Yes, that is what it's called.
No, I have not.
Well, fucking look up the recipe, you dork. It's actually really good.
You know, if I wasn't going to be about to do a steak dinner with asparagus and roasted potatoes, I would definitely try
this is
Yoda
Something
stew.
you gotta prepare.
No. This is something you gotta get like 30 ingredients for. It serves like 8 people.
Oh, well, wow. Well, see, I'm only living by myself right now. My wife's in
Well,
California, so I don't
you
have
can,
that. I don't have the resources to feed 8 people.
Well, you can obviously take the amounts listed and then just divide by 8. Because, like, for example,
I will tell you right now, as a cook, that is not how cooking works. Cooking has never worked that way, and it will never work that way. It's like science. You don't just half the recipe and it works. Never does.
Nah, it works. I've done it.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I'm just saying, you take a recipe for cookies and you half all that stuff. Guess what? The cookies ain't gonna taste the same. Just saying, they never do.
It's not baking.
It's not baking. It's making a stew, so it's fine.
But the art of baking a stew that's like a 24-hour, like a good stew. That's a 24-hour venture.
Did you say baking it?
Did you say baking a stew, sir? Baking a stew?
Well, first you gotta bake to learn how to cook.
No.
Yeah, you do.
No,
No, I learned how to cook with a microwave and then a stove.
Okay, first of all, your first step doesn't count as cooking. Nothing is called cooking in a microwave. Second of all,
it is cooking.
No, it's
cooking.
not. It's called reheating. That's all it is. Nobody has cooked in a microwave officially ever. And I refuse to accept anybody who claims they have.
Damn.
I'm sorry, bro, but your take's just shit. I'm sorry.
Don't you worry. Shokugeki no Griever's coming out eventually, and I'm going to teach everybody how to make a roast beef dinner with gravy and all the sides. I'm going to be teaching how to make a good pulled pork in one pot. I know what I'm doing, man. I was taught by an Iron Chef. I'm good to go.
Nah.
Skin Intelligence says
I
first.
got my microwave.
Yeah,
I got my microwave.
Listen.
I'll reheat some pizza and win.
I'm not going to deny that a microwave is a useful tool. I'm not going to deny it's a useful tool, but it's not for cooking. You don't cook in it. You thaw things and you reheat things. You don't cook in it. That's just you just don't do it. You know, whenever you read the back of like a frozen package of something, which I don't buy frozen shit, so I wouldn't know. But they all have. Do you not notice? Do you not notice? They all have oven descriptions and then microwave instructions. You always use the oven instructions, not the microwave one. Don't do the microwave route. It's wrong.
Well, that's because it cooks with radiation rather than just burning gas or burning electric power. But I don't know if you know this, Griever, but an oven and a microwave both heat. That's all they do.
Just so we're clear, I'm a Red Seal electrician. I do know how heating elements do work. I am quite clear on that.
That has nothing to do with what I said.
Kinda. You were arguing the fact that I didn't know that they both heat. The difference is the method they heat. And also, they do heat differently. In the same way that a barbecue is different from a stovetop. A stovetop is different from a slow cooker. A slow cooker is different from a microwave. Charcoal is different than propane. The way and the method and the type of gas you cook on is all relative. And it all makes a difference.
But it's all cooking. That's my point. It is cooking.
Microwave is reheating. That's like saying you're cooking in a toaster oven, man.
What's up? We're talking about cooking now?
Yeah, except I'm trying to teach.
So what he's saying,
Misc, is a microwave does not cook things because all it does is reheat. And I said an oven does the same damn thing.
I mean, you can't use an oven to just heat things up. I would say, in theory, you can cook things in the microwave, but it's not going to come out as well as it would cooking it in the oven.
Here's the deal. Here's my argument. Listen,
method.
I can solve the entire argument. I can solve it right now. Here's what I urge you to do. You take raw potatoes. You take a raw steak. You take it all. You throw it in the microwave and cook it. Tell me how good it tastes. From raw, cook it in the microwave. Cook it from raw to cooked. And tell me how good that flavor is.
I'm not talking about how good it is. I never have been.
The microwave is for reheating. It's never meant for cooking. By that logic, I can fry an egg on the pavement. I've done it before. I can fry eggs on the pavement of my driveway. You can do it. Doesn't mean it's a good idea. Anyways.
Stop strawmanning my position. It's getting annoying.
Sorry, my friend. You're just wrong.
You've met up against Griever, who is a master of very good debate tactics.
Well, and just good cooking. But Skin, we need to move on to Skin, and we're going to have to move on to Misc, too, because Misc, you missed this part. I posed the question, what is your top 3 favorite films, in no particular order, of Star Wars?
Explained how Kengan is gay, obviously.
Oh, yes. Also.
Someone asked how Kengan is gay? When did someone do that?
Okay, so somebody asked if Remarkable Mublican made a video about Kengan.
No, it doesn't seem like someone who reads manga.
And I'm like, well, you see all that sweaty, hot grappling,
all those sweaty, almost naked, muscly men rubbing up against each other and wrestling all the time.
Yeah, that's fucking gay, bro. Fucking queer.
Very.
Apparently.
But
anyway, we're moving on to Skin Intelligence, who said that his top 3 was Revenge of the Sith, fair choice, Empire Strikes Back, and A New Hope. Surprising. Most people, like myself, actually, even though I love A New Hope, we put it down below Return of the Jedi. Also, number 1 character is Vader by a landslide, then Yoda, then C-3PO. You know what? Solid list. Misc, we've already heard ours. So what's yours?
So my top 3 Star Wars movies?
And 3 characters.
Okay. Well, that's...
No particular order necessary.
Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Revenge of the Sith.
Great. That was you got mine. So what are your characters though? And they don't.
Are these specifically movie characters?
I didn't specify, but everybody chose movie characters, so
we'll just go with movie characters.
We'll say because I would put like Revan at 5. So yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, if I forgot non-movie characters were a thing. Fucking Boba. God, he's so good in the expanded universe.
No, the best for me. Well, okay, you know what? Fuck the movies, because in my opinion, all of the best Star Wars characters are not from the movies.
Really? Okay. That Misc specifically. I want to ask you, who would be your 3 outside of movies? Now I'm curious. Freya. Okay, fair. All right.
Thrawn.
Really?
Yeah.
He's not better than Vader.
Vader.
Oh, Vader. Thrawn? Okay, you chose Vader. Okay.
Wait, Vader's from the movies? Hold the fuck on.
Well, Vader is also he's in both. Whatever.
How do you?
Vader's the only one from the movies I would probably include in my top 3.
Misc, I have to ask you a couple questions. How do you put people like Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Yoda, Luke, any of them above? Like, how do you put Thrawn above them? Or
I find him more interesting because he doesn't have fucking superpowers. He's just really smart.
But
I assume you read the Thrawn trilogy?
Yes,
right?
I know about Thrawn. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Thrawn, but he wouldn't. I think he might meet my top 25. Like, there's just.
I just find him fascinating. He's very different from most of the villain characters.
He is. Don't get me wrong, but how the hell do you put him at top 3? But I mean, it's your list, so we're gonna go with it. But if you had to pick movie only, let's hear the movie.
Movie only, you would have Vader. You would have Palpatine probably, and I guess Obi-Wan. Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, all right. First time we've been hearing Palpatine and Obi-Wan, which is Interesting, because the whole thing is that we're getting the Kenobi series, which Jon Favreau approached Ewan McGregor, and then he said, "I'll do it if I get Hayden back," and they got Hayden out of retirement to do it. So, which makes no sense, but I think that there's going to be what excites me. There's going to be flashback episodes, and I can't. Can you guys not wait to see Hayden Christensen with Ewan McGregor again as Anakin and Obi-Wan on like
with
a mission.
better writing? Holy
on
shit!
a mission. That's going to be the greatest thing. That's going to be nerdgasmic levels of fucking
guys. You're already falling for the key jangling.
Well, what is the key jangling? Tell me.
The nostalgia bait of
I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. You don't have any idea how many people watch Star Wars just for nostalgia? Most people don't give a shit, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah, my dad fell
asleep. If it's good, if it's like well written, I'm like, fuck.
I'll put it this way. My dad, who once again he saw the movies back in '77, by the way, and he fell asleep during The Force Awakens twice.
Oh.
I couldn't get but we'll sit down like Easter. I don't know about you guys, but like Easter and Christmas and stuff, they usually have like a marathon, or Thanksgiving they have like the Star Wars marathon and the Lord of the Rings marathon, something Fast and Furious. A big franchise is always marathoning on TV, and we'll put it on. He'll sit there. He'll watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then by 7, and he'll be loaded. It doesn't matter. He's gonna finish those all 6 movies, and then he falls asleep. He doesn't care after the 6. Because he just...
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it's my least favorite, but when I went to watch Rise of Skywalker, I just felt nothing while watching it. Like, I watched the whole movie, we got to the end of it, and I'm like, did I emote during this entire thing? I don't think I did.
I think the problem... Rise of Skywalker is better than Last Jedi. I will never say it's not. Because Last Jedi...
Is it by a lot or not by very much?
No, but you know what the problem with Last Jedi is? Is that you brought in Rian Johnson, and he tried to be Jon Favreau and Kevin Feige. He tried to make a Marvel movie. The opening scene was a Robert Downey Jr. fucking making fun of shit scene. That's not Star Wars. Star Wars is campy humor, not literal humor like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was the most insulting thing I've ever seen in Star Wars.
A New Hope was pretty damn serious.
Yeah.
No, but I mean the campy. What I mean is that
like when you have humor in Star Wars, it's not characters telling jokes.
It's not Robert Downey Jr. going Underoos. It's not that. Like we don't have Robert Downey Jr. and fucking Chris Hemsworth making jokes. It's not Spider-Man, people. This is not the time and place. The humor is supposed to be from the side characters, and the main characters are always serious. They're always taking shit seriously. We always see that. Or you have Han always saying these backwards, sarcastic comments, but never you don't see Han saying, "Hey, Papa Vader." Like, that's literally, the opening scene was the equivalent of Han going into Cloud City and going, "Hey, Papa Vader, by the way, I put one in your daughter. How you doing?" That's literally the equivalent of what we got with the whole, hold please. Are you kidding me? Are you we're in the middle of a war. You imagine that happening in World War II? Hold please, Hitler. That shit doesn't happen. It's unrealistic. It's fucking stupid. It doesn't fit Star Wars at all. Last Jedi did not hit the ground running. They hit the ground. The only saving grace of Last Jedi was the fact that Mark Hamill got to show up and basically do the whole his shoulder off and just being like, "Do you think that was enough?" And then he just goes, and it's like, "Bitch, I'm Luke fucking motherfucking Skywalker." The only good moment in that entire movie. I haven't watched the movie since. It's horrible. It's a horrible movie.
Well,
what's amazing?
That moment in Last Jedi is extremely dumb because, it's not Luke, having the courage to actually show up. It's him committing suicide by
magic suicide, magic astral projection suicide.
Yeah, and there are problems with that moment, but what I'm saying is, it's the only saving grace of that goddamn moment. It's the only saving grace of that movie. What's a good scene in that movie? Tell me
The
another good scene.
Royal Guard
No,
fight scene was
dude.
good if you
Griever.
don't pay too close
Griever.
attention to it.
Oh, the fact that Snoke was killed without a backstory? Wonderful.
Okay, besides that, the fight scene with the Praetorian Guard.
Okay, so choreography was good. I could argue that about
Oh,
fucking...
no. Guys.
Guys, did y'all not know about the disappearing knife?
Oh god, the disappearing knife.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
no,
I remember watching that shit years ago.
No.
Not to
Not to mention people literally standing there waiting for their cues, and like fucking 3 people swing at the exact same spot so Ray can live.
You know what?
No saving grace in this movie. Just stop.
I don't even like talking about The Last Jedi anymore. I got so burnt out from all of the discourse about it that I just could not give a shit anymore.
It's like that's how I feel at this point. Like, and it pissed me. That's why I was so happy. Like the Mandalorian, Jon Favreau knew what he was doing. He's like, hey, I'm Mark Hamill is like the one. First off, the only alive original trilogy actor willing to actually come back because he loves this series. I'm gonna bring him back. And every fan in the universe is going to love it from 77 to 2020. And he did it. Like,
you know,
wait, are you
if they were gonna do a
Wait.
deconstruction of Star Wars like they did with The Last
Are
Jedi.
you talking about in The Mandalorian?
yes, that was the greatest scene they could have done for Luke. Everybody was hyped as fuck. I was out of my chair. I spilled my beer on my $800 chair. I was happy as fuck.
what they could have done.
Was actually incorporate him into the story rather than having a flashy scene.
No. That's what we needed, though. That's what we needed. We've been
No,
see.
no,
you don't understand.
Sometimes you just need a flashy scene. You don't need. Here's the thing. Sometimes just have a fucking nostalgia thing. It doesn't matter.
No,
Like
It's
people
not-
just want to
no.
be entertained, so do something entertaining.
Listen,
Let me finish one of my fucking points, please. Nostalgia's fine. I get it. I like nostalgia too. However, it needs to make sense in the story.
It did. Like it seriously did. And not only did it do that, I don't give a fuck if it didn't even make sense in the story. There's so many plot continuities with the sequel trilogy that I don't give a fuck if the Mandalorian wants to go, we're going to turn the dial a little bit to 4 on the whole bit. It doesn't matter because we have been waiting. I have been waiting. I grew up with Return of the Jedi on VHS. I've been waiting to see Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill with a green lightsaber, do what we saw in Revenge of the Sith with Obi-Wan Anakin. I've been waiting for him to do that shit for 20 fucking years. 2 decades. I've been waiting as a child to see him be a badass. And I finally, not in a video game, not in a comic, not in something I have to read on a novel, I got to see Mark Hamill do it. I mean, yeah, sure, it was probably a stunt double and blah, 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 and then they de-aged him. But that's not the point. The point is, it was actually him. His voice, he's doing it, he's involved. Finally got to see Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master, kick ass with the green lightsaber. I've been waiting for that shit since 1992. So, I don't, even if it did make sense, which they made it work in the plot, I don't even care if it didn't work in the plot. That scene was the greatest thing I think I've seen on Disney Plus, period. So I just do not care. Like, it's not even, call it 110% nostalgia. I just don't care. It was amazing.
Yes,
and Jon Favreau knows, but that's my point. That's why Kathleen Kennedy is fired. Because Jon Favreau knows what Star Wars fans want. We didn't want the
Did they actually fire her?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
Apparently, Jon Favreau's partner there, he's apparently stepping in. He's taking Lucasfilms.
I have no idea. I haven't
Kennedy's
looked
still
into
there
her
as a Disney.
in years.
They shifted her position.
They shifted her position.
She's not fired. She's still in Disney, but she's not in Star Wars.
Don't say she's fired then.
Well, whatever. Demoted. What do you want to call it? Listen, man. I'm second in command in my company. If all of a sudden I'm just a foot soldier at the end of the day, I'm still fucking like.
Out of the position.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move away from a contentious topic. And let's say, you know what? Instead of getting Rian Johnson to do a deconstruction of Star Wars, they should have gotten fucking someone like Chris Avellone, who made a good deconstruction of Star Wars with KOTOR 2.
That's
The
true.
restored KOTOR 2, which is my favorite Star Wars thing ever.
Yeah, the restored content.
KOTOR 2, honestly, probably has the best plot and I don't know if like it has the best story. It does the most interesting stuff with the characters and the Star Wars universe out of probably anything, because they decided let's do a fucking analytical deep dive into the way the Star Wars world works. Talk about how fucked up a lot of this stuff is.
Yeah, like Kreia introduced such a great contrast in the series, and I absolutely
Yeah.
loved it. Kreia, I will agree with you. Like, I fully accept it when you say Kreia's like the best character in Star Wars. She's easily in my top 10. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where I would place her, but I mean, god damn. Like, she's so fucking good. And I did her story. Like, the sad thing is, I worked it so that, like, I got her whole backstory on, like, Telos. Like,
Yeah.
I was that
Really?
committed. Yeah, like, I got the video with there's ancient
Oh, I think I did that
person.
one time too.
Yeah,
I think I
like,
managed
because
to
I
get
was
that one.
I was ready. I needed her story, right?
It it's amazing that with like, Orion, what do you got going on there? You got like a bunch of audio interference going on. What the fuck? You all right there? I think you're having some audio issues.
I think so. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mute him for now. And you let us know in the text to speech when
Yeah,
you're good, because that sounds a
I
lot
will
like
keep him
farting.
not muted, so I will let you know whenever his audio issues
Yeah.
end.
Okay. I really do
Oh,
want to
and he's
bring
out.
up.
Okay, well.
Oh, I
Oh, and
really.
he's back. Did you fix it?
Is it fixed? I don't see in text to speech.
Oh, yep. Put his audio back up.
Okay, we'll put the audio back up. There we go.
There we go. You're back. Everything's good now?
There we go.
That's
There
a
we go.
fucking weird glitch with Discord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kreia is so interesting that unlike with KOTOR 1, where I like always bring
Karth and
any
Bastila.
combination of the three Jedi characters because they're the most convenient, I pretty much always bring Kreia just because I want to see what Kreia will say about things.
Yeah, did you ever bring Kreia? I got a mod where she gets a robotic hand.
Oh, really?
That way she can dual wield and shit. Yeah, but it's an actual quest. Like, you have to earn it. Like, it's not just like, oh, I made
You
a
have to
mod.
earn it because Kreia's fucking stubborn as shit.
Yeah, and there's this whole thing you got to do on this new planet and stuff. Like, it's hard to do, but if you do it, then you get and you really can't do it like once she gets her hand cut off and you leave Telos and stuff. You can't really do it right away. The characters are like too low level, so it's because it's not level based. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you gotta do a couple of planets before you can actually go and do it and stuff. And anyway, I always really like that. Just really quick, I want to get through the chat, just so nobody feels left out.
yeah.
Caden said
There were some asking me questions. I answered those.
Oh, okay. Any that you didn't answer, I'll just go point to you. Caden said, do you have any tips on cooking a roast? I'm planning on making one tomorrow. 20 minutes per pound, 350. That's the best tips I can give you. You can tell me, Caden, what the type of roast is, and then I can give you better instruction and flavoring tips. But pure fresh garlic, chopped black pepper, salt, have a Dijon mustard maybe. Like, it just depends on the flavor you're going for. But 20 minutes a pound at 350 should do it just fine. And then test it afterwards at 145. Take it out. Let's see. Sun Eater said, "Miss, if he had a king in, you probably answered that." Caden said, "Best to worst original trilogy episode 4, 6, 5." Really? best to worst. 5 is the worst. That's weird.
That's not very common take.
No, not at all.
That was
Skin
a
also
reasonable
says,
take for Star Wars.
yeah. The moment when we realized Luke and Vader were not the strongest Jedi. I mean, at their time they were. Caden said Vader 1, Revan 2, Mace Windu 3. Good choices. Revan, Mace, and Vader. I'm good with that. Skin said between the end of the prequels and beginning of the sequels, like Vader has so much comics to work with. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Remember, guys, I was born before the prequels, so I remember the EU. I remember Mara Jade and Anakin Solo and Jaqen Solo and all that. The new Jedi Order. I remember Kyle Katarn. I got shit to work with. Skin said my favorite, which I love Skin because he always spells favorite right. Being a comic with Cater going
Vader.
Vader, sorry. Going to prison and forcing the prisoners to kill each other and killing them. It was just so cool.
Was that that was Darth Vader and that was the Ghost Prison, right?
I don't know.
I think I know what arc you're talking about.
I've never seen that one. I've been out of this Star Wars comic loop ever since probably about 2006, so I missed most of the good shit.
You know what? The only
Star Wars comic I've read is Vader Down, and that's a beautiful thing.
Some of the old Dark Horse Star Wars comics, I say old.
Yeah.
They're not that old because there were old Star Wars comics, but like the Dark Horse stuff from the early 2000s, the post Revenge of the Sith stuff, I have some omnibus volumes and they're really good. Especially the ones where it's Vader like a week after Order 66. So almost the whole volume is just Vader going around killing Jedi.
Yeah.
Cool shit. Good
Look at
shit.
those comments. Skin said, I'm so fucking sick of everyone trying to copy the MCU. What John should have said is what people fall in love with is the movies in the first place. And this is what I was talking about exactly. Like, everyone's trying to copy the MCU. DC did it, they fell on their face. And then Rian Johnson tried to do it with The Last Jedi, which is the thing that I noticed so heavily. Go back and watch The Last Jedi. Tell me that's not scripted like an MCU movie. Because you'd be wrong.
By the way, the reason Last Jedi breaks the universe the most is because now hyperdrives are fucking uber nukes.
Yeah, but they tried to, and J.J. Abrams had to try to fix that by explaining away it was a 1 in a million shot that it would work.
No.
Well, you know what's the funny thing about that? During the battle, you see another Holdo maneuver.
Really?
Yes. Like during that movie, you see another Holdo.
I don't remember, but I'll have to rewatch it. I haven't rewatched since I saw it in theaters. Sun Eater says if he did Wreck-It or Ragnarok, what points will be?
He would complain about there are no black people.
Yeah,
because he selectively cares about how
which,
many
by
people
the way,
color.
I'm totally good with bringing like Obama or somebody into Wreck-It or Ragnarok.
That's pretty good, bro.
Like, everybody wanted to bring in Babe Ruth. I want to bring in Michael Jordan into Wreck-It or Ragnarok. I'm sorry. I want Michael Jordan. I want Mike.
So they can be fucking balling. I don't know what the sports guys would do. Well, then again, I don't know what fucking Nostradamus would do. But when it comes to sports, I don't know how you're gonna do gladiatorial combat.
Yeah, and they actually, but you think about it. You think about it, Miss. Like how many like superimposed like what Jack can do, what Adam can do, what everybody can do. It's so super version of themselves.
We just have 6 months of a basketball game.
Yeah, no, Michael Jordan, he wouldn't do that. He'd just be like, he'd be playing with the basketball and stuff, and his thing would be dodging and scoring. Like it'd be like they would make it that his superpower would be like oh you can't hit me or like I'm the king of the court like that's what they would do. Michael Jordan, it'd be like you're in my court now. And once he made it in his court, he's God in his court. Or something.
It's my hack. Michael Jordan has hacks basketball court power.
Exactly. It would make so much sense. Like the moment he enters the ring, he creates a court, and in his court, he's the king. It would.
Orion, what do you have to say, Orion?
Okay. Now that I'm allowed to finish speaking, which I tried to do like 3 minutes ago, the answer is simple: Space Jam.
Oh God.
That's his power. Space
You would
Jam.
just have a round that's fucking Space Jam.
I'd be good with it. That's all I'm saying. So Miss thoughts on Kengan Omega 9-1.
Yeah, I answered those. It
Okay,
was
funny. Skin said, and Ray being Palpatine Granddaughter was just awful. Yeah, it was. Skin said, like, seriously, the fact that in Rogue One, the only scene people talk about is Vader popping up is just terrible. The Rogue One was a great, but I will say they stole a lot from Knights of the Old Republic. And Misk, you know exactly what I'm talking about with a certain droid.
Yes.
That was HK-47. I'm sorry. That was, he basically said meat bag. Like, it was HK-47. Yeah.
Meatbag is a classic robot line, though. Because
No,
that's,
yeah,
that's,
but
that's,
but it was HK-47. It was just classic. Hello there, master. You're a meat bag. I was like, yes, it's HK-47, but it's not HK, so I'm pissed. So yeah, no, I agree that Rogue One is actually, honestly, I think I like it better than the entire sequel trilogy. See, I'm based on nostalgic because when we watch like Force Awakens, Last Jedi and stuff, and we see the scenes with like Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford or Carrie Fisher,
A literal 4 out of 10 movie beats the entire sequel trilogy. At its best.
Wait, did you just
Casual.
say Rogue One is a 4 out of 10 movie?
do we want to get
No.
into this?
No,
I feel like we don't.
no,
You would actually listen to what I said.
I'm trying to listen to what you're saying, but you're speaking in riddles here, man. Tell me what you're saying.
I spoke pretty fucking clearly. Any old 4 out of 10 movie beats the entire sequel trilogy. It's not going to beat the sequel
Okay. We
trilogy.
misheard you. I misheard you, too.
Yeah, I misheard you, man. Like, you don't need to get snippy about it. Calm down. Calm down.
I'm getting snippy because you've been talking over me the entire time. I've been
Well,
It's
Griever
my-
rambles a lot. He can't help it.
And it's my fucking stream. Leave me alone.
It's true. It is.
it's weird.
But yeah, like, so, yeah, everyone is very impressed with that scene, Skin, but at the same time, at the end of the day, Vader showing up was one of the, like the highlights. It's sort of like, once again, the end of Mandalorian, which we already discussed. The end of Mandalorian Season 2, it was like the same deal, the hallway scene. It's like, it's so, because you have to remember that Rogue One, you got people like my old man who saw Star Wars back in the day. They don't really give a shit anymore about Star Wars. They're old. But if they see somebody that they've known from 77, like you bring Julie Andrews into a movie, my dad's going to fucking watch it because he's grown up with this person. Like, you have to understand the nostalgia that is there, not just for the part, but for the actors as well. And when they see true nostalgia, which some of us in our 20s and 30s, we can't fully appreciate until we're in our 50s and 60s what true nostalgia truly means, they're gonna flock to that scene. So I understand it. I know what you're trying to say. Rogue One was a decent movie. It was actually a really good movie. I really liked it. But that scene stole the show, and I'm not upset about it. Skin also said it's just Vader appears for like 5 minutes. Everybody talks about him, not about the characters or the plot.
Because all the characters had died by then, and the plot was basically over.
True, and I do agree with that. And it is sad because it was a very good movie with some very good written characters, I would argue. It was a very good movie, but at the end of the day, I don't think that was the intention. The intention wasn't to take away from the movie's plot. The intention was to give the fans a little bit like what Jon Favreau gave in The Mandalorian. He gave Star Wars fans what they needed when the sequel trilogy was falling down, 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 down. Every movie the sequel brought out, everybody was disappointed. And, like, so I think Rogue One was sort of doing it pre-Mandalorian. They were like, yeah, this is a good movie, but we can appease some fans. And they did it. And it was a 5-minute scene. It didn't take away from anything else. You say it does because of the internet. But the internet is not at fault for the writers of Rogue One. Rogue One was written as a full character thing. Darth Vader was in only 2 scenes. and it's not their fault that the internet exists, you know. Caden says Vader is the best Jedi killer of all time. Technically,
No, well, I don't know.
No.
Individually, maybe, but the Sith Triumvirate did a way better fucking job than Palpatine and Vader did.
Yeah,
I think in Legends, by the end of the Great Jedi Purge, there were like 70 Jedi left. And I think that one was the second purge. I don't know. There were a few. I don't remember which one Order 66 one was.
Order
But the first
66,
purge.
That's the third purge.
Okay, so the first Great Jedi Purge, which was the setup for KOTOR 2, there were like 10 left in the whole galaxy.
Yeah,
there was fucking nobody left.
No, there was 5 Jedis left. Like it was stupid. It was
they effectively wiped out the entire Jedi Order.
And you could argue, even though it wasn't effective, Order 66, actually the clone army did most of the work.
Yeah, the clone army did most of the work, and then Vader did occasional mop-up when the Emperor sent him to do it.
Not saying that Vader didn't wipe out a few masters in his day, but at the end of the day, most of the masters were wiped out by clone troopers. You know, it's not like he had to face down Plo Koon, Kid Adi-Mundi, and Mace Windu all by himself or anything, you know? Caden said Mace Windu should have gone and got Yoda before his confrontation with Palpatine, and that would have secured the Jedi's victory over the Sith. I agree. And also, at the end of the day, Anakin, single time I watch Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin's crying in the council room, I'm like, just don't get in that fucking ship. Just don't get in that fucking ship. It's sort of like a child wishing that his parents who died in a car crash did not get in the car that night. You know, like every time I watch that movie, I'm just sitting there going like, just don't get in the ship. Don't get in the ship. 5 more minutes, Mace is going to kill Palpatine. Problem is over. You know, like I just get so mad at watching that scene. I know it had to happen for drama, but I hate it. Skin said Marvel is comedic funny. It always has been, which is why Justice League fails so bad. Like Batman is meant to be dark, not cracking jokes, which is true. Skin said if DC was smart, they would realize that their strength is dark, like why they can't be Marvel funny and DC be dark. DC was always mostly dark. The problem I have with the superhero movies is that they are not always miss the point of the characters. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. It's true. Like Batman should not kill people under no circumstances. Why is that such a hard concept for directors to understand? Well, the comics do sometimes paint him as not being like that, but yeah. Superman should not kill people. That's true too. Skin is Iron Man should have dealt with his alcoholism problems like the comics, etc. No, like once again, now you're going into Marvel, and once again, I agree that the DC universe did, like the DC animated universe, Justice League, Batman, Batman Beyond, all that, Static Shock, all that shit. They did it justice. They did a fantastic job of the series. The DC the movie one, what they tried to do, which took them about 5 years, not only to make all the movies from 2008 to 2012/13 for Avengers, was they had a plan back in 2002. They planned the Marvel Cinematic Universe and they knew what they were getting into. DC saw what Marvel was doing and rushed the gun. They tried to bring about a Justice League movie in 2 years rather than 5. That's why it faltered. They didn't establish themselves as their own thing, and it just didn't work. So.
I just had the weirdest experience.
Oh, what's that, Misc?
So this guy on another person's server told me to unblock someone on the server and ended off the message by calling me a fag, which is weird because I'm not gay. And generally I don't get a good vibe when that's how someone like introduces themselves to me. So then I go onto the server and I'm like, oh, he's joined because I see his like username on the welcome channel. Mm-hmm. And then he somehow sends a message in the rules channel and says, okay. I don't know how the fuck he did that since that's a view only channel. Then he goes into the Jujutsu Kaisen channel and says something something say Allahu Akbar, and I'm like, all right, I guess we're banning this guy. And then back in said server, um, the guy calls me a fag again and says no one wants your fag Discord, just invite me so I can troll. And I'm like, nah, I think I'm good. I think I'll pass on having that guy in here. You see,
Yeah.
that's the type of guy I don't want on here. I won't name any names, but I've noticed that some other people's servers do not do a very good job in the fucking slightest at, curbing toxicity.
No, they really don't. And honestly, I think you and Clover I think you do a relatively good job. Sometimes, of course, you're gonna miss stuff, and that's on your mods. That's why you get your mods.
Yeah, that's
But
why we have
right,
some
and
miss
sometimes
stuff.
they
Sometimes,
falter.
sometimes things get a little out of hand, and we have to step in. That's why we've had the occasional rule change.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
what can you do?
we're not gonna air the dirty laundry of Miss Discord on stream.
Right, we have
something.
our own personal drama that's not really anyone else's business.
Yeah, it's not relevant to a stream. So actually, though, Skin said, did you like Misc? Do you like The Dark Knight Rises?
I do like The Dark Knight Rises.
Well, what would you, when you would compare it to Batman Begins and The Dark Knight? What would you say? How would you rank it?
I think I like it better than Batman Begins, but not as much as The Dark Knight.
Hmm. I would say I feel about the same. However, I think I'd go Dark Knight Rises and Dark Knight on the same tier if I was going to do a tier list.
Yeah. I mean, I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I really like Bane.
because
Bane's probably the highlight of the movie for me, to be honest.
yeah, like Tom Hardy does a fantastic job as Bane and stuff, and the breaking of the bat. They were pulling a lot from the comics. Anne Hathaway for Catwoman, the best choice I've seen for Catwoman ever. Period. So it's just I love Anne Hathaway, so that was a perfect choice. But one of the highlights of Dark Knight Rises for me, because I mean you already have like the ensemble cast, right? Established in Batman Begins. You have Gary Oldman, you have Liam Neeson, you have Christian Bale, you have all these people, right? What I loved about Dark Knight Rises was not necessarily the ending necessarily, but the whole the culmination of the story coming full circle. Not everyone points to the whole nod at the end with Alfred, like nodding at the French cafe or whatever. It's with Catwoman and stuff, and most comic fans like Bruce Wayne with Selena Kyle at the end of the day, so that's fine, and I didn't have a problem with that. But what I loved, my favorite scene, which I think steals almost anything scene from The Dark Knight, is the whole when he's getting into the Batwing and he's got the bomb, and Gary Oldman comes up to, or James Gordon comes up to him and goes, like, I never asked you who you were, and he goes, and you never needed to, and it's like, but like the people should know. And he goes, I could be anyone. That's the point. Like a boy that, a cop that put his father's coat over his son's shoulders to let him know the world hadn't ended, and the fact that he instantly remembered it, because you know that James Gordon is like a great cop. He is a good person. He's not just a great cop, he's a great person. And the fact that Bruce Wayne, and he knows it right away. He knows exactly. And that was when he was a beat cop. Like that one scene between Christian Bale and Gary Oldman, I can't put that scene against anything in The Dark Knight. So it's sort of, that's why that one scene actually elevates almost everything for me. Really does. Because it's a culmination of, as I said, like Batman Begins, sort of like the whole Iron Man in 2008, I am Iron Man, and then Endgame, I am Iron Man. Like that shit, it works. From a cinematic perspective, for someone who gives a shit when they're watching these movies, Also, Skim said favorite live action Batman. So, Misk, what's your favorite live action Batman?
Probably Christian Bale.
I'm gonna
I don't know if
go.
I like him more than Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck was You know what Ben Affleck was? He was a good old man Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he's a good old Bruce Wayne.
He's a good tired veteran. He's the Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He's very good at it. So I agree with Misk 100%. That was a fantastic. Michael Keaton's a great actor, but he wasn't a good Bruce Wayne. He was a good Batman.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer, Matt, George Clooney, no. So yeah, I think it's Christian Bale, but yeah. I mean, if I had to pick, Kevin Conroy. So I mean, the voice.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, when you get to animated Batman, yeah.
Yeah. It's like that poster. It shows all the Jokers, but still Mark Hamill's Joker's still there, and I'm just like,
Yeah, of course.
yeah. I mean, fucking A. I mean, he's literally like everyone praises Heath Ledger, which amazing. Still go to Mark Hamill. It's the best Joker I've ever seen. So, but yeah, Skin said it's ironic that Griever loves Anne Hathaway as Catwoman when everyone hates her in that role, which I don't know why. She's hot, she's sexy, she can move like a cat. What?
I mean,
more-
who else do we have to go by for?
We got what's her name in Batman Returns who got killed by Christopher Walken. Forget her name. And she was in it was all stitched up. The Catwoman suit looked fucking creepy. It was gothic. It was Tim Burton. He fucking sucks. He does creepy shit, man. He takes everything and then he goes gothic with it. Like he's a fantastic director, but
According to MC Dude on the Discord server, on your Discord server, it seems like Netflix has had some YouTubers watch, I guess, a few scenes from the first round in Record of Ragnarok, like in the anime,
really?
and it seems like it may be good. I don't know if MC Dude could share these sources.
Yeah, because I
would be
mean,
quite interested in that.
I don't know. What are you planning for that? Because Misk, what I'm planning to do is on June 17th, well, tomorrow, when that shit drops, I'm going to be reacting to the first. Like, do we even know like how many episodes are dropping? Is it just the first?
I think
episode?
it's 13. I think it's a 13 episode season. Did you see the last trailer they dropped?
No, but are they dropping all 13 episodes at once? Or are they
Yeah,
doing...
typical Netflix.
Ooh.
Okay, he dropped a link to it. Netflix anime. I am, now that we're getting really close to the release date, I'm both very excited and very anxious.
Yeah, I'm feeling anxious myself, and I'm so happy because I think I'm gonna have to cancel like all the. Thankfully, Jujutsu Kaisen is on break.
Yeah.
Because I think because my plan is to literally release. I told everyone this before. If it's not going to be like weekly releases for the episodes, then I'm going to be reviewing an episode a day as best I can.
Well, I may do episode by episode reviews, or I may just, nah, you know what? Fuck it, I need the views. I may do an episode by episode review.
Yeah,
Fuck
like we know
I need the views.
Both of our channels are going to get views if we do episode by episode reviews. It's just going to happen. There's no
All
way.
right, well then I guess we're doing that. If it sucks, I'm gonna fucking slog through it.
Listen, man, I still haven't reviewed the latest episode of Seven Deadly Sins because I'm pissed.
Is it that bad?
I mean, animation-wise, not so much, but I'm just like, this is like literally the worst part of shonen I've ever seen in my life. So,
God.
I hated it in the manga. I nearly dropped the series like 3 times.
Jeez.
And and they pulled together like the 3 chapters I hate the most in the entire series into one episode, and I just
amazing.
Yeah, so I just do not have the time or the patience. Or
Ooh.
literally, I would rather watch paint dry. So I just don't want to make the review. So I'm so grateful that like this is coming out because now I can on the 17th. So now I can.
Thank God I renewed my Netflix. I was able to watch season 4 of Castlevania. I've been watching Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh,
For
you
some
haven't.
reason, I don't know why, I haven't been getting around to watching it a lot. What'll happen is like one day of the week will come around, and I'm like, oh right, I haven't watched much Full Metal Alchemist, and I'll watch like 3 or 4 episodes, and then I'll go a whole nother week without watching it.
And you're watching Brotherhood, right?
Yeah, I'm watching Brother.
Okay, okay. Because not that the 2003, it's on Netflix as well.
Yeah,
No,
it isn't the full real story.
yeah, no, like it falters near the end. That's the problem. But it does give, like, 2003 is still a 9 out of 10. It's still really good because the the way it changes the plot is not bad. It's sort of like if you had like Tolkien and C.S. Lewis working on the same stories and they decided to take it in two different directions. Both are still viable. Both
Yeah.
still good. So,
Uh, I'm sitting here. I've been reading Berserk. I'm about to get to a very iconic scene, and I'm just reminded that, like, the scenes where Guts gets really fucking angry are really good. I've dubbed them anger lines, where when Miura does a panel or a whole spread of Guts screaming his fucking head off, just has a bunch of really thick lines. Instead of doing thin speed lines, it's a bunch of really thick lines.
mm-hmm.
Um, and those pop up every once in a while. Really good. I also like that Guts isn't an angry character like Kratos, where he's just fucking screaming all the time. He's
Yeah.
just kind of mellow most of the time. And then when he gets really pissed off once in a while, it's for good reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree completely. Like, I'm really excited to because I don't hit your spoiler tags, but I still go into other series, and when you share some of these panels, I'm like, oh my god, like Berserk, it looks so fucking good. It looks so
I know,
good.
right?
You know, it's gonna be amazing. I really can't wait to read it.
You
Um,
know what? You can just, when you finish Tokyo Ghoul, put Re on hold. It's apparently not that good anyway. Start Berserk right
and
after.
then do Berserk. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, that's right. Oh my god, I gotta do Tokyo Go Part 3. I fucked that up hard. I was so fucking tired, and I decided to do the stream anyway. That was a terrible idea. I only got through like 7 chapters, and like I don't even remember 3 of them. I
Well,
gotta
you can
read.
always go back and reread before the
Well,
stream. I know you
yeah,
got very confused by the one-eyed ghoul explanation.
yeah, I gotta. So what I'm gonna do tomorrow is probably where I have a day off. I'm probably just gonna go reread like chapter 30 to chapter 37 or wherever I left off and be like, maybe now I get it. Because like I
Yeah,
remember that happened that one time with the
with the Jujutsu stream, yeah.
Jujutsu stream, right?
I
Exactly.
think you got caught up on the wording, and I'm like, Griever, they're not being as definitive as you may be thinking they are.
Yeah, yeah, and I got so caught up with the wording because I was looking at it as literal or definite, and
And then right after, they're like, oh, but these are rumors. Like,
yeah,
we're
and
not
I'm
even
not,
sure if they're real.
yeah, and I'm just sort of sitting there like, what the fuck? How does that make sense? So, yeah, so I mean, still, I will hold to the fact that sometimes the wording of like, regardless how tired or drunk or whatever I am, sometimes, as we know, the wording of a of any manga, even official translations, can be shitty.
Yeah, sometimes things are just worded very confusingly.
Or just worded poor. Right, they're worded shittily, they're worded poorly, and then you can get misinformation based on that. If you're like, I would read it in line A, you read it in line C, and when line C it makes sense for the rest of the chapter. I read it in line A, and I'm like, no, this doesn't make sense at all. You know, like the whole like, for example, simple translations like the Maki thing with the dragon bone. It's like,
Yeah, where it's like, that sounds cooler, but doesn't really capture the meaning of the name.
exactly. So there's certain translation errors too. So I
It's
mean,
that goddamn John Wenry, whatever the hell his name is, fucked up the Demon Slayer translations. Did you ever check out the colored versions? I don't remember if I sent you the link.
of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, they colored the last arc. The whole
Oh
Infinity
no,
Fortress arc got
I
colored.
never. I did watch the video with the Rengoku in his fight scene that you sent me,
Yeah,
but I never read the colored uh, Demon
that
Slayer.
I feel is the definitive way to read it. I'm quite disappointed they never colored the whole series because it would all look way better in color.
I can believe it absolutely. Um, Skin says I never like to judge Ben because he never got a movie, which once again fair. Because I think Ben Affleck played a great old man Bruce Wayne. He looks like old man Bruce Wayne. He looks like a 40-year-old Bruce Wayne, which is how he should look. He's just a human man. He should have a cane. He should be limping. He might be the greatest human fighter of all time, but he's still a man. Like, I love that portrayal of him. Skin said, do you prefer Mark Hamill as Joker or like Skywalker? Oh, that's too hard to answer. And you also missed one. Hobgoblin, Spider-Man 1996.
Hmm.
Skin said, because that's the definitive Spider-Man for me. Uh, Skin said, least favorite DC movie. I honestly haven't watched... Have I watched any of them? No.
I haven't really watched any of the new DC movies, to be honest.
No. Like, if we're going to talk DC movies, the last one I watched was Dark Knight Rises. I haven't watched Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Justice League, Batman vs Superman, Man of Steel, none of them. Last Superman movie I watched was, well, when it was Christopher Reeve. Who, by the way, like Henry Cavill, amazing dude. Looks awesome. I'm sure he's great. Christopher Reeve will always be my Superman. Skin said Kratos is literally the embodiment of anger. What was that in reference to? I have no idea.
Oh, because I was talking about Guts, and I mentioned how Kratos is just fucking screaming his head off all the
Oh,
time in the original God of War game.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
Something
Um,
I've noticed, I'm
mhm.
thinking about it, the Kenpachi types, I think the character archetype is called the Blood Knight. They're almost always the coolest character in their respective series, are they not?
Yeah,
It's always, for me,
they're
it's
always
always
in the
either
top
them.
five. They're always in the
Yeah,
top five.
they're among them. They're
Yeah.
one of the coolest, depending on which type you have.
Hmm.
Usually you have a few. You have the Kenpachi type, you have the gunslinger, and then you have the fucking Virgil katana guy where he like shishing and then everything turns into a million pieces.
I
Those
think
are for me, those are usually the three contenders for the coolest character. Or the old guy.
well, as yeah, I was about to say for a popularity poll, when you were going to pull a popularity poll for any major manga, what you're going to have in the top five is always going to be you're always or the top 10, I should say. You're always going to have the romantic love interest, the woman, the best waifu, right? You're going to have the
Hmm.
best waifu. You're going to have the MC. MC is almost always there. Then you're going to have, as you said, the Kenpachi. You're going to have the Kenpachi. Then you're going to have the mentor. Then you're going to have the oddball, which I call it. The oddball is always a character that doesn't necessarily fit a trope, but it's always just like, boom, shoots up in popularity unexpectedly. There's always the unexpected popular character. Never, sometimes fits a trope, but it's like, why is this character so popular? Because in other mangas, this tropey character is like down in the bottom, but sometimes it works. It works in Bleach. It didn't work in Naruto. It works in One Piece. Doesn't work in Beelzebub. It works in Toriko. It doesn't work in Tokyo Ghoul. Like, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I
that's
was
what I
just
find.
I was thinking of that because there is a Kenpachi type in Berserk, and every time he shows up, I'm like, "Hey, he's here!" It's always very hype and exciting whenever he just shows up. He doesn't even have to do anything. If he just shows up on the panel, I'm like, "Yo, it's time!" And the best part is, it seems like they actually have two of them, but they're different enough, whereas it's not like copying the other character. But they're very similar, like I want to face the strongest opponent type guy. But they both have very different I don't know personalities, but like demeanor. One's the very brash barbarian type, and then the other one's like an honorable knight. Good shit.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You have the whole like Han Solo versus the like I'm a paladin. You know.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, yeah. The rogue versus the knight. Yeah. Skin actually said you guys should react to different videos on stream, and maybe we will. I mean,
Maybe in the future. I mean, this was pretty good. Maybe
yeah,
something that makes me react a little more, because after a certain point, I was like, "This is fucking satire."
yeah. Like after point like 3, we were both
This
like
isn't serious. This
yeah,
isn't a
like
serious video.
if we had like here's the thing: if we watched a video that went Jujutsu Kaisen is actually not that great, like let's say that was the title, and or whatever, and we were to watch a video on it. And the video actually brought up some points, which, once again, Jujutsu Kaisen is not exactly 11 out of 10. And it brought up certain points, certain plot continuity, certain things that we can sort of agree on, and they expanded on it. Then we sort of be like, okay, yeah, like, I disagree, but he does have a point, and blah, blah, blah. And we could have a discussion. But this video was just fucking, as Miss said, bullshit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think there is a video out there. Jujutsu Kaisen sucks, but
Oh, there's probably one. There's probably one from that one fucking guy whose entire channel is based around shitting on everything.
mm.
I don't remember the name of his channel. I didn't care enough to remember.
Well, maybe we'll do something on Record of Ragnarok or Jujutsu
Yeah,
Kaisen.
we could watch not stupid shit for a stream.
Yeah, like for example, we could actually like see the problem is, guys, I would love if like Misc and me and like some other guys who want to watch Record of Ragnarok, like I have Netflix, I can pull it up here, but I'm gonna get fucking shut down.
You would get copyright striked if you
Yeah,
watched it on stream.
I'd get copyright striked in 2.5 seconds, so we cannot do that, unfortunately.
What you would have to do is you wouldn't be able to show it on stream or even play audio. You would have to have a timer, like
Hmm.
showing when in the episode it is, and we would be watching it here in the Discord.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it. And
And
once
that's
again,
generally not very exciting.
no, and I'm less than 600 people. I'm like if it'd be fun for you guys, fantastic, but I'm not going to do that. So at the end of the day, Misk and I will figure some stuff out, and I'm sure you guys in the comment section down below will you guys will give suggestions in this stream. Listen, you guys got suggestions. This was a lot of fun. Over 3 hours. So and it was a shit post. It was a shit video. So if you guys have something that you want Misk and I and maybe anybody else to collab on, we're more than, I mean, Misk is willing, I'm willing, like just
Yeah, sure. I mean, Skin a 50-minute video. That he says there's this one dude that talked about why JJK is overrated. You guys should watch. It's like a 50-minute video though. I don't think I have the energy to react to a 50-minute. If we're gonna be like pausing it to discuss stuff, that's gonna go on for like 4 hours. I don't know if I have the energy for.
yeah,
I mean, just
yeah.
this 15-minute video, we were discussing it for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, what I think we could do, Misk, for that, if the video, how about we set a time frame? If the video is over 30 minutes, then potentially we could do a live stream like this if it's 30 minutes or under. But if it's over 30 minutes, you and I could both watch it, and then maybe we could do a discussion stream after it.
Yeah, that would be better for me.
Yeah, like because both of us could, if there was any significant point, we could make notes, you know, etc. If there was some specific point we wanted to bring up, and etc., etc., and we could still have like a 2 hour stream, but we wouldn't have to watch the whole fucking video together.
Hey, I got an apology from the server owner for the guy on his server being an asshole. That feels good.
Oh, really? You did?
Yeah, he said stop being a cunt and then told me sorry about this weirdo.
Wow. Is he being kicked out of that server too?
I don't know. To be honest, he doesn't seem to kick people out that often unless there's a lot of outcry from the whole server. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's like, this guy's an asshole. I want him gone. Now he's still in here. I don't
Maybe.
know. I'm not going to tell people to kick people. You
No,
can do
no,
whatever you
no.
want.
I was being just nosy. Skin also said Toji versus Spider-Man. Spider-Man all day, man.
And Sun Eater, I have not watched the Kengan anime, so I haven't heard enough of the OSTs to rank
There's
them.
a Kengan anime?
It's CGI.
Oh God.
Not
Um,
like there are parts of it that are kind of good. Like there's one fight scene that has a lot of grappling and ground game, and that actually flows really well with CGI. But the quality of the art is not captured at all.
oh, that's too unfortunate.
Because Kengan, well, the art style is kind of inconsistent. It changes a lot throughout the series, but I'd say for the most part, when it comes to conveying like motion and impact, Kengan art style is really good, at least in Asha. And the CGI doesn't really convey that.
Oh, I see. One day I'll end up reading Kengan. Sun Eater said also, Griever, you're not look like what
You don't
I.
look like what I thought you'd look like. What did you think you'd look like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Should I put my hair in a ponytail, Misc? Should I do that? Would that make it seem more viable? There we go. Bangs out. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Sephiroth. Do, 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 do. Doing the Sephiroth look or something? Like, would that make you guys more appeased? Yeah, no. Normally, the question really is, Sun Eater, do I look hotter or not hotter than you thought?
Do you
Like,
look better or worse than he
yeah,
expected?
better or worse? Like, that's the real question. I mean, I got my skinny ass arms, you know? Like, I don't know. I got white teeth. That's the thing, I guess. I got blue eyes. I got terrible hair, and I got rosacea, and I got big nose. But so we're doing the pros and cons here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Sun Eater thought I looked different. You know what the good thing is like I assume he thought I was like a 2 out of 10, and so everything's gonna be like a buff up. So even if he says like I thought you were a 2 and I think you look like a 4, I'll be like, well, I'll fucking take it.
Skin says, yeah, like Misk sounds British most of the time. I do. I mean, sometimes I just kind of slip
No.
in and out of accents for some reason. I don't know.
Misc, I'm a
Um,
British Canadian. You have never sounded British in your entire life. Trust me.
Never when I'm not trying to, at least.
Yeah. You guys want to talk British? Because I will fucking talk British to Misc all fucking night. How you doing? How you doing, chap? What's the chat doing? Oh, God. He said, you like Misc. Sounds British most of the time. Well, okay, says Sonita. And you look like my cousin. Well, I'm afraid that your cousin is an 11 out of 10. And what can I say? My great looks, they're doing fantastic. Yeah. See, like, that's British people. Well, more Scottish, but anyways. Misk does not sound British. Misk, you trust
I
me.
don't think so.
No. You
Or
sound older than...
Jeffrey from McJuggernuggets. Oh my God, I haven't heard that channel name in years.
What is it?
McJuggernuggets? Do you ever remember, like, God, how long has it been? Like 4 or 5 years ago, there was this video quote unquote reality series
Mm-hmm.
called like Psycho Dad or whatever, where this gamer loser kid lived with his dad who was a fucking psychotic asshole that broke his shit all the time.
Oh, that was the whole, like, shit, I can think of it. I can
He
think of it.
destroyed his Xbox. That was where it started.
But no, it wasn't. The first video wasn't him destroying the Xbox. The first video was him throwing the PS2 games into the lawnmower. There was
That
another
may have
one.
been. That may
Yeah,
have been. It was one. It was either throwing the Xbox in the
in the
the
pool, which he
yeah,
did. then he
Or
also ran over the
lawn,
games with the lawnmower.
running over the video games.
That was the same. That was the, what did they call it? The retarded kid or whatever. That where they said he goes, shit. I'm trying to think of it because I know. Yeah.
Yeah, they called him Psycho Kid. Everyone was a fucking psycho.
Yeah,
Everyone
'cause
was
it's
referred
like-
to as
it's
psycho
like,
because it was the
no,
psycho.
everybody got to
dad's-
ride. I remember it was like, no, everybody got to ride the bus. Is nasty. You're nasty. No, I'm not.
Oh wait, no, that may be something else.
Oh, is
That
that somebody
sounds
different?
like another guy. That
Is
sounds
that-
familiar
Is
to
that
me.
different? Because I remember that being the same, like the guy who freaked
That
out.
was
at the
from.
Xbox.
Was that from Angry Grandpa?
Oh, I don't know. Like, but I do remember seeing they threw the Xbox in the pool. And then they threw the Wii games in the wood chipper. Like
Yeah,
later on,
that
I
may have
remember.
been him. Because him and Angry Grandpa were like doing the same thing. Yeah, that's what it was. His dad came home and he threw his Xbox in the fireplace. And then I think the lawnmower one was the second video.
Okay, yes.
And then he
yes.
turned it, his whole channel became like a vlog reality TV thing.
Yes,
And I
and it
remember
was
there
just
were
like-
videos, like every other week there was some guy where we're analyzing the videos to find inconsistencies that seem to prove that this is all being staged. And then they eventually finished it. I remember they finished the series and revealed that it was fake. And I remember after the fact they were talking about how they remembered like every once in a while someone would come out with a video pointing out like little inconsistencies and they're like, "Oh shit, we missed that."
Yeah,
And how they would
yeah.
have to be more careful when it
Yeah,
came
like
to
it was so clearly
keeping up the act.
staged. Like,
Listen, I was in sixth grade, okay? I believed anything I saw on the fucking internet.
well, I mean, to be fair, like once again, see, I grew up with Newgrounds long before YouTube, so I knew everything was fake. You know, that was the whole
That's
like
fair.
you saw. Do you think this is hot? And it was like the armpit of a dude, and it was like, ha ha ha, you okay? You know. So trust me, I was around before Rick Rolling. I'm that fucking old. So Sun Eater says, or Jeffrey from oh wait, you already said that. Skin said, yeah, and Griever sounds like a Florida dude. Well,
Ironic.
That's a fucking insult. Thank you. I mean,
So I
no,
don't sound like a Florida dude.
Yeah, I
I
was
did
about
one
to
of
say,
those accent
first off-
things. I'm literally from Florida.
Yeah, Misc is from Florida.
Well, I'm in Florida. I'm from somewhere.
Yeah, Misc lives in Florida. I've never been born in America. I mean, I've been to America, and no offense, Misc, but I find that fucking insulting. I'm Canadian.
Yeah, if anything, my accent is. I did one of those like. I forget what it's called, but like the New York Times or whatever, they can place where your accent's from on a map.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from New England. My accent is a New England accent for the most.
So you're a Boston accent, eh?
It's probably like a mix of Boston and whatever other important
Yeah.
places are around there.
Yeah. You know what the problem is? Is that these people, like, it's like, Griever sounds like a Florida dude. It's sort of like, well, like, I think they expect every Canadian to have, like, see, Canadians, we have an accent like car. Like, we say car, and we say boat, about, you know, things like that. But I think Americans, like, uneducated Americans, think we all sound like Hicks, like from
Yeah.
Texas. So when we don't sound like Hicks, they're like, oh my God, you sound like you're from New York or something. It's like, no, I just got a third grade school education. I'm sorry. You know, like, it's so infuriating, honestly. That's why I think I should speak British all the time. I think I should just keep this accent and I should just keep speaking like I'm Orlando Bloom, and then everybody will believe it. You know, actually, Misc, when I was working at 15 in the grocery store, I would change up my accent.
Really?
I would actually do, like, I would change from my normal speaking voice, and then I would do a British accent, and I would, like, you know, sort of talk like this and stuff like that. And a lot of customers, they would come up to me and they say, well, how long have you been in the country? And I would say, well, I've been here a couple of years and blah, blah, blah. It's all dainty. It's all fine. It's all bloody great. And that's what people would do. And it was fantastic, actually, because I got so many fucking tips. Because people love the British accent. They love it. And I don't even do it very well. I'm doing it right now. It's a fucking horrible. If my father heard me right now, he'd probably slap me upside the head and beat me to death.
Yeah.
He'd be like, you can't do it. You can't fucking do it. And either way, he'd say you're insulting me and blah blah blah. But and the problem is right now that I've started, I can't really switch it off. It actually kind of fucking sucks. Sunday just says with a long hair. Well, my long hair, which once again I would put in a ponytail for you, but I don't have a band on me, so unfortunately
I'm about to dip out because I'm kind of tired, but I see this comment from Skin saying, nah, Misc sounds way too sophisticated to be from Florida. First off, thank you. Second, there are actually like I live in like kind of a wealthier area, so most of the people around here are a little better educated. I mean, there are still a bunch of dumb fucks, but not everyone around here is like a complete moron. Fortunate.
I believe that. So what I'm going to do here, Misc, is just quickly before you leave, I'm just going to catch up with the chat, and then we're going to leave together. Are you good with that for another 2
Yeah,
minutes?
that's fine.
Okay, so Sunday said the first Psycho video was when the dad drew the Xbox and the Fireplace. Okay. We already talked about that. Caden said Vader could take on Yoda and Mace Windu at the same time and kill both of them. No, he could not.
No, he could not. Not both of them.
No, not
individually. Maybe.
Vader could not take on Yoda. I don't buy that. Sunny just said I copied Halo something.
Machinima.
I don't understand any of it.
So I think in the late 2000s, early 2010s, there was this thing on YouTube called Machinima, where they quote unquote hired people to produce videos, or I guess they sponsored people who would produce videos, so people would produce like movies in Halo.
Sunny just says an ELA project. Or an
Yeah,
assignment.
he copied a Halo Machinima and used it as a story for a school project.
Yeah, and then Skin says, nah, Miss sounds way too sophisticated. Oh, you already read that. Sunny just says, speaking about my cousin, he has a katana in his room. I have a katana in the other room. I'm not going to go get it, but I do have a katana.
Yeah, my dad has a few as well.
Oh, really? I love your dad, Misc. He
He's
has a
pretty
katana.
cool.
He has katanas?
He is. I think he has a set of 3, like the ones that come in wooden sheaths. I don't know what those are called, and then I think he has one more normal.
Does he have the katana and then the wakizashi and the like?
Yeah, he has the 3 different sizes, and they have a stand.
That's absolutely fantastic. I love that. Shit, I wish I could get rid of this voice. Fuck.
It's always. I've noticed sometimes it's really obnoxious. Sometimes I'm like running a D&D game and I'll do an accent for a character, and then I have to do other characters and I'm like, fuck, I can't get into the other accent.
Yeah, no, I really can't, because remember, like when I was like, just really quick, when I was born, like my father's a boat person. He came over here, and my grandparents were here, and they're British, and it was just, Scottish and British, and blah, 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 blah. And so it's very hard, once I start doing an accent, it's very hard, if I do it for any longer than a couple of minutes, it's very hard to get out of it. And then I try to get out of it, and then I end up sounding like an American or Matthew McConaughey or something. So I just keep going. It just makes it easier. Eventually it'll tipple out, you know. But either way, speaking about cousin, he has Kanana's in his room. Sonny said, remember the creature shrub? No, I don't.
Creature shrub? No, I don't.
I don't know it either.
You
Sunny
can
just,
find Altman 2. It's still up. Okay, so they were the guys that made the.
oh, well, there you go. Skin said maybe Vader could definitely whoop Maces. I don't know about that. I think that'd be a fair fight. Miss, would that not be a fair fight?
I think that would be a fair fight. I think Mace Windu and Vader are relatively on par with each other, but I think Vader would win.
Maybe. But I put them in the same tier. Sonny just says on YouTube, okay. Skin said, I have a katana just so if someone breaks into my house, I can pull off a cool anime move. I had a baseball bat and a hockey stick because I'm fucking Canadian. I had a hockey stick leaned up against my bedroom door for the last, well, since I've been born. So, like, anybody comes into my bedroom, hockey stick.
It has gone through my mind a few times that if there's ever a home invasion while I'm by myself, I will probably have to use a katana to defend myself. And I don't know how that will go.
It's not a bad weapon choice, though, Misk. Like when you
I
think
guess when
about
it comes to if it's just some dick breaking into your house, if they don't run away, all you really need to do is swing it around and it'll probably do a good enough job. Oh wait, we have a machete. Never mind, I don't have to use a samurai
you
sword.
have a machete and you're talking about using a katana.
Well, that's the listen, when you have a samurai sword in the house, you're always thinking, all
Well,
right, if someone
yeah,
breaks in, I'm going to be that guy on the news who it's like, man fends off home invader with a samurai sword.
that would be cool. I'll grant you that. I'll grant you that. Skin said it was a fun stream. Seen Thousand Ways to Die. Absolutely, the TV show. Lots of clips on there on YouTube. Absolutely, we've seen that. I don't know if Miss has seen that, but
I've seen some clips. I remember I saw a voice actor on there right after watching something that they were in, and it was the weirdest experience ever.
yeah, yeah. So, Miss has to go, ladies and gentlemen, and I should probably cook my supper. It's been 3 hours and 40 minutes since we started the stream for a 15 fucking Star Wars video. I'm amazed. Miss, did you think it would take this long?
Oh, considering, oh, let's see how long these motherfuckers watched it for. Like fucking hours. Yeah. Let's see. Star Wars original trilogy. Yeah. They did it for like at least 2 hours, I think. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm just going to tell you, Miss, I really appreciate you being here.
Oh, no
Um,
problem. Shout out to Sonny DeGrom for recommending the video. I'm sure you're very happy now.
Yep. Yep. A shout out to him as well. I don't think Misk or I am going to be doing any more reactions to his videos. I did check his channel. I don't like any of what I saw.
Yeah, they're not sending their best. So that's about as much as I can say.
No. And so I just want to say once again, thank you very much to my co-host Misk for jumping into the chat for this stream and reaction video. It's been a great time with Misk. His links and, everything are plugged in the description box down below. And if you guys are curious or you're wondering what we were reacting to, the video is also linked in the description box down below. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you back here next time. Misk, would you like to plug anything?
Channel's linked down in the description. You can go check that out. I have a Discord and a Patreon. You can check either of those out if you're interested.
And there we go. And my Twitter and my Discord is already plugged in the channel because, well, it's sort of my channel. So either way, we're going to see you guys back here next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, it is only the 16th of June, and we only have a few short weeks to get me to 600 subscribers. A great milestone that I am so happy to be a part of.
Yeah, if you guys are here for my channel and you're not subscribed to Griever, you should definitely do that.
There we go. I got the exact thing I wanted from Misk. the entirety of a 4-hour stream was just to get Misc to say those couple of lines. So thank
There
you
you
guys
go.
so much for watching. We'll see you back at next time. Peace out.